racing of Road America.
The four-time champion wouldn't stay in the lead. However, Christian Lundgaard would take the checkered flag. This despite a lap one accident that had him in last place. David Maluskis finishes second. Will Power came in third. And Wyndham Clark wins the U.S. Open for the second time on Sunday. The Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake up! Everybody wake
With the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with the number of cameras.
Take the cameras off the field and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on one. Ready, Biller for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 yes. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red, right, 18 Bob on one. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We're going to tackle what we got to do. All right? That's all the ball y'all do. Let's go out and kick the tape. All right? Hey, yo. 1, 2, 3.
Keep doing what you're doing. Sit down now, and make the play.
Be right, all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, B hand, C puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
Armen Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Locked and loaded, ready to start a new week. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin, 920, Milwaukee, 1070, Madison, everywhere on your iHeart app. Streaming live, Facebook, YouTube, and X for all our favorite early risers, insomniacs, sociopaths, and 5 o'clock club members. Welcome in. I'm Drew. Bill Schmid is to my left. Armen Sarian's behind the glass. Billy's now ready. Contacts popped, ready to go.
More to me, Hermano. Yes, I got it ready to rock and roll in, and we're rocking and rolling on this Monday, where it could always be the last moment that we hang out with Giannis Antetokounmpo in Milwaukee. But Drew, I thought that was going to be the headliner. I thought that was going to be the lead. And goodness gracious, these NBA podcasters are mad with John Horst and the Milwaukee Bucks today.
Oh, they're throwing everything at the wall. Now there's rumors that Oklahoma City and Denver are going to do a trade or something.
And then there was a story that John Horst was hanging out in Vegas and wouldn't come home. They're making everything up that you could find online.
Yeah.
Just anything and everything you could throw at the wall. They're slinging some mud around, and folks are upset. Folks are frustrated that it hasn't happened yet. We're in an instant gratification society, and yet maybe the biggest fish to go in the last couple of off seasons still dangling out there some 36 hours away from the NBA draft starting up tomorrow night.
First of all, though, the ability to speak a little Spanish to us there, I think.
He did.
I like
Mi
that.
hermano.
I appreciate
Brother.
that. Mi hermano, right?
Mi hermano.
My brother. Is that the right way?
Yeah.
I
Not
appreciate
Armano.
No,
Armando. I don't know it. Okay.
Hermano.
Yes.
Hermano.
Maybe
H-E-R-M-A-N-O.
that tongue roll a little bit.
Hermano.
Okay, I got to work on that. I appreciate
Hermano.
that.
That's my
I took
brother's.
Spanish for 7 years.
Okay, see, I took German, so I didn't really.
Yeah,
pick that up.
I took Spanish for 7 years, and that
What you
is
remember.
one of them. The Hermano is one of them, and Puedo ir al baño. In school, that was very important. May I go to the bathroom?
Yeah. That's a good
And then
one.
I
That's
just
very
take, and then I just take the backpack.
And then that was it. And then you'd leave.
That was usually the end of my day.
Yeah, this Giannis deal is interesting though because you say they're mad it's not over, but part of me is like, do they want it to be over because then they can keep populating with all these content, and then the fake accounts and aggregators can just make up whatever they want to get engagement, and no one's gonna fact check anybody. Anyone can come up with anything that's remotely close to what any truth of a rumor might be right now. And then they'd be like, all right, just go with it. Yeah, it's going to be a 4-teamer. It's going to be a 3-teamer. Someone called this, and this they don't want this to happen. And yeah, you're right, Billy. Horst is here, and he's there. And it's like, what's happening?
Overnight, Shams reporting that the Thunder are finalizing a trade to send Aaron Wiggins to Atlanta for 2 second-round picks. Okay.
There you go.
And then is Atlanta another team that's in the mix to be in with the Bucks and the Heat, or the Bucks and the Celtics? That's the thing. It's like you have to look at the chessboard 3 moves away and figure out what's happening, because as we've been saying, there is no team prepared to give the Bucks 1-for-1 value for Giannis because they just can't do it. So you got to have a bank shot. And that's why this is so complicated. And that's why, and the fact that John Horst doesn't leak anything to anybody has people frustrated.
And has it all for speculation. Like Mark Stein is still very, very plugged in, formerly at ESPN. Now he's on Substack and does his own thing and podcasts and things like that. And the Stein line has been on it. And last night, his different perspective on the Boston-Milwaukee conversation was he's like, one league source recently told him that Boston might not need a third team and that the Bucks might keep Jaylen Brown if that would be the case. I would advocate for that, but like there's a number of different ways that this could go. Miami is obviously frustrated because they desperately need a star, but what they don't necessarily, what they're not putting into the mathematical equation here is that Milwaukee would be trading their star and the star, right? Like while he'll be just another great player that has played for the Miami Heat, Giannis would be the only active player, to my understanding, that would have a mural in a visiting city. That is a different level of love in a spot that I think that there's an exchange rate. They're like, listen, we're paying a price. We'll get the good, and then we'll go, and then we'll make it better. And rightfully so, John Horst and company are operating under the premise of Desmond Bane went for 4 first-round picks. I understand that he had a longer contract. You know you're going to sign him to a longer contract. You know that there's a 5-year commitment here. So let's operate under this being a 4 to 5 year contract. And let's come a little bit more correct when Mikal Bridges, who averaged, 8 points in the NBA Finals?
Yeah, it was
just went for 5 first-round picks a couple of years ago. Yeah. When you're talking about it, at worst, top 5 player in the league, still went healthy.
And I appreciate that Horst refuses to be taken advantage of when it seems like everybody else wants him to. Just say, just do it. Just do it. I mean, the Heat are the main character. Don't you guys know that? You're right, Billy. I'm sorry. There's no murals of Bam Adebayo around Miami. A very good player he is. A great defensive player, I'd say even. You know, he's never been all NBA top 3 or whatever it is. He's been in defensive, but it's like you can't really compare. So yeah, I think he's standing his ground firm as much as he can to say, look, if you're doing this to me, I'm going to make sure you are hurt by it. I'm not just going to let you become the main character in your own story and think everything revolves around you, Miami Heat, and just give you what you want all the time.
Yeah, and then now it's circling back. Like none of the GMs fear Pat Riley anymore. He's not the mafia boss of the league.
True.
And
yeah,
no
you're
one's
right.
Cowering. Stein reported on Friday that the T-Wolves had circled back.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Checked in with the Bucks, and then the Bucks had said that the stance was that they were looking for more than they did in February.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Exactly. So you got to like that from a negotiating standpoint.
Yeah.
So.
And I wonder, Drew, I wonder what else other teams can offer. Nobody can offer a player who is a former finals MVP. And I think Jaylen Brown has been thought of as maybe a top 25 player in the league. This past year, he was at worst a top 10 guy in the league.
Yeah,
and
carried that team for a
and
while.
walking into age 27 year in where you'd think would be your prime. That's a heck of a main center for the piece. And last night there was more different speculation of, will the Bucks throw Kyle Kuzma in there as a tax in the deal of, hey, you're going to have to take Kuzma with this if we're going to give you Giannis. Like we're going to have to get this up off our hands but in basketball sense, Kuzma's actually somewhat of a, not on the floor, maybe off the floor financially. He might end up being a little bit of a leverage play because his fat contract's expiring this year. Then you get some cap relief. So there's some fascinating angles to where this is all going to play off.
Do we know what, no one's talked about Kevin Porter Jr. Doesn't he have like a player option to exercise or something? I think he's got like
a small player option too. It would be like $3.5 million bucks if I'm not mistaken.
If he doesn't take that, what's his status? I'm wondering and no one's talked about him at all.
Yeah, holds a $5.2 million player option for the 26-27 season.
Does he grab that?
It's interesting. I don't know.
I don't know what happens with that. There's so many layers to this. And I had thought, well, if you're going to trade Giannis, trade Turner, trade everybody.
Start
over
sure.
and then go young. And
I don't think anyone wants Turner right now.
Let's lose 55, 60 games, whatever. That's probably that was
start over.
And I don't know if that's I don't know if that's in the cards or not. But then I thought, okay, well, what about Miles Turner? Is he going to be better? And if Taylor Jenkins is the coach that we think he might be, is he going to be, build around Miles Turner and make him more productive and use his skills that he has, the skill set that he has? Is he going to design something where Miles Turner is more of the player we saw in Indy?
I would. Great question. But to your point, Billy, it's hard to be worse, right?
Right. Like it's hard to be worse than almost a complete non-factor for the majority of the season.
And not playing in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, right. And getting pulled out for Pete Nance. Like, I mean, all due respect to Pete Nance and his family, but I don't think that's where, when you sign a two-way player, that's what you're hoping for. When you waived and stretched a top 75 guy and $100 million for 5 years, you did it so that you'd be able to put the guy on the floor in clutch moments. The other thing is, and this is not going to be discussed because, again, the fun thing is for Giannis to play on a new team. When only I think people in Milwaukee have given some credence to is the fact that, again, the Bucks business is always better when Giannis is in Milwaukee. That there can be something to, if you get any star in here, let alone one of the top 5 players in the sport, if Giannis is healthy for 65, 70 games. They were a 500 team without him last year with rather incompetent coaching and seemed like a cash-in mantra from the last 6 to 8 weeks. Mm-hmm. What can you get with a rejuvenated roster and a little bit of a spiced up dealing and some good player? Can you at least be competitive in an East that is, I don't think, up for grabs at the top, but somewhere in the middle, and as tough as it can be to play in NBA purgatory right around in the 6th, 7th, and 8th seed into the play-in spot, it's better than being out of the playoffs and out of the play-in tournament with a month to go. We can only answer how much competing at this point matters to them, at this exact moment matters to them. But I would be fascinated to know how much of, we said like keeping the lights on for the Bucks last week as the joke, that it is a little bit of a understanding that, we can know we're going to take a sizable step back, but until Portland is a part of the deal and you're getting your picks back, it doesn't really help you all that much to be absolute cheeks because you're not reaping the rewards of that at the end of the season.
Well, and it matters to who to be competitive, right? Because to me, it's like, who's the decision maker now at this point? Is it Horst? Is it Haslam? Did Haslam want to move this along by imposing that kind of deadline? By
saying the acting governor, Wes Edens, who's seemingly been completely out of the conversation?
We haven't heard from Wes at all.
He's been laying low, giving us some personal stuff.
Yeah, trying to figure out.
He's got his own draft articles to worry about. He's got his own draft pick to worry about. And then it's like Haslam is the owner who we finally did hear from. He imposed a deadline. The question was what the impact would be. It seemed like he wanted to move this along and move on from the Giannis situation and start rebuilding. But to your point, Billy, it's not a heck of a way business-wise to make it work. Although, you look at the long term maybe, but in the short term, it would be, less effective for the business, right? Because there's going to be less interest. But maybe that's always has to be the case when you're trying to rebuild. I don't know. But the reality is, for me, I'm still in the back of my mind not expecting it to go the way it seems it'll go, because it never seems to with Horst. Like, there's always seems to be some rabbit out of the hat or some surprise that we don't expect and that we haven't heard of at all. So as much as these rumors fly on this website we call X, that is like you can put anything against the wall, horses in the bachelor party, this and that, the Vegas thing, all these things that are probably fake but funny. It's in the back of my mind, is he still working on something that maybe we haven't heard about that might change the way we look at this whole deal? And I guess I'm what's his name, watching the Titanic go down, but looking for that door to think I can still get that door and float on that door, to think maybe until it's going down with the ship, I'm holding out, hey, maybe there's something in the works that we just don't know about. Some rabbit out of the hat that Horst is going to pull to make us, to totally misdirect all of us and shock all of us. Because it's something he's done in the past, a couple times. Yeah, well, I don't know if it'll happen again, but I just wonder.
Deadline spur actions, and if the draft is actually a deadline,
that's the question. Is it?
Because we've seen it before, like where guys get announced as a draft pick and they put on a hat, and everybody knows they're going to another team.
Yeah, you're headed somewhere else for sure.
Could that be happening? Could the Bucks be telling people who to draft, and then we'll take that guy when you draft him? We'll take that player, and
it could very much be the case.
I don't know.
Right. In Drew, the other one of the reports I think that's been out there for a while and keeps floating is the Bucks are operating as if they'll have multiple first-round picks. Well, isn't that what you have to do if you know there's someone on the table? I don't know that guarantees that they're going to have multiple picks, but you better have a contingency plan if you acquire one.
And then everybody's talking about how great this draft is. Is it beyond the first 8?
That's the question. That's always the
That's
question.
always
in
the
NBA
question.
draft.
And then,
Yes.
And something can seem
and then-
good and not in 10 years.
but then again, like, and then I was thinking about this the other day too, because we kind of like poo-poo the idea of Tyler Hero because he makes a lot of money. And Doc Rivers called him a closer. And then I thought to myself, are any of those guys in the top 8 or 10 going to be, I mean, how long until they're as good as Tyler Hero? And when will they be as, will they be as good as Tyler Hero and productive as he's been and as bankable as he is, right? So it's like, okay, factor that in because everything, draft picks are, again, prospect comes from the Latin for hasn't done bleep yet.
Yes.
So you don't know. Like some guys look can't miss, sure. But some guys who looked can't miss in the past were, number 1 overall picks. Kwame Brown. Kwame Brown.
Well,
but it's you get excited about the draft picks because they're new, but they're not always good and productive.
No, and
they're not.
Even one of the best drafts that we talk about for 2 decades now is like the best draft ever in 2003. Drew, there are like 4 really good players out of that, and they're all gone after 5. Right? Like LeBron was gone. Obviously, Carmelo, Bosh, and Wade go 5.
Sure.
You're sitting here at 8 being like, we're going to get a great player. 2003 draft. Everybody can't stop talking about how amazing it is. Somebody's going to draft a Darko Milicic and somebody's going to draft a TJ Ford. Right? Like at some point, the Joe Alexander is going to pop up in the draft. You just got to pray that you're not the one that lets him put a hat on.
2021, Killian Hayes, 7th pick overall.
Oh, there we go. Lighting the world.
2020, Obi Toppin. 2019, 6th pick to Minnesota, Jarrett Culver.
And Obi Toppin's been on like 6 teams. I like it. They're just,
how about the number 1 pick, Markelle Fultz? How's he working out?
There's such a hole wrapped up with the potential of a pick that intoxicates us all for good reason because it could become something great, but it could also be Elfrid Payton, like as a top 10 pick. Like you're right. There's names like that everywhere. And the 2014 draft that everyone thought would be the generational draft didn't turn out to be totally awful, but it was not what people thought. It wasn't Wiggins and Parker. Like Embiid was obviously really good. Then you had Julius Randle down there and like Zach
there's some
Levine.
all NBA guys and stars, but it's not necessarily right at the top.
Right. That also doesn't mean it. You can't just because it doesn't go as expected. SGA was what, 9th, Billy? Like it also, you don't know where the great players will be, but there usually is a few in every draft. However, it doesn't necessarily mean they're always at the top or they're somewhere in the middle of the first round. Giannis was obviously, in the middle. You just don't know where it's going to be sometimes. And every GM's job is to try and project that future and figure it out, which is obviously the toughest thing to do in all of sports is project the humanity.
Yeah.
Like, you can't, but the more picks you have and the closer they are to the top, it's a numbers game. And you try to
better
help
chance
yourself.
you end up having.
But you just don't know how good a draft's going to be. You might think it is, and then you might project it to be. But we don't decide that for like 10 years either.
Oh, yeah. I mean, listen, there's a world, and we all live in it, the one where Stanley Johnson went before Devin Booker. Right?
I remember thinking he was going to be good because he was in Arizona. Was he in Arizona?
Yeah, that's just the world we live in, where you are going to be in a difficult spot drafting in this pick, in these lotteries. And however they manipulate the rule, however they change it up over the next couple of years, I think also adds what kind of value, or maybe subtracts, Drew, some of the value of what these picks are that you're getting back. Wherever it is, you also got to develop the player. There has been a lot of discourse now nationally of, well, the Bucks have just been awful drafting players. They've been maybe bad drafting players. They haven't been good at developing the players that they've drafted, right? Like that I think they kind of go, they're one and the same, but they go together. And if you're going to get a player that is going to turn into a superstar in the league, you got to have the support system around them to fully help that. And that's one thing over the last 10 years. They've been so win now dominated that I don't know if that's here. Now, maybe it is more with Taylor Jenkins' squad. We saw that with his coaching staff in Memphis, being able to get the most out of guys that you didn't necessarily anticipate were going to be top flight players. Desmond Bane, one of them, who we mentioned before. But that's a tough thing to be able to predict.
What's the history of superstars or even all-stars being traded to Milwaukee when they didn't like the city, and didn't want to come?
It's not
Gary Payton.
Not great, Bob.
Others.
That's the worst one, and that's the
Dame also wasn't a very good one.
Dame.
Great
well,
point.
Dame didn't work out. He put up with it because he wanted Giannis, because he wanted to play with.
Yeah,
Giannis,
I think he put up with it because he's a good dude, but he definitely didn't want to be here.
Absolutely.
Was that more of just missing missing home or not liking Milwaukee?
That's the Jaylen Brown.
He was super bored all the time.
That's the Jaylen Brown conundrum in some ways too. But then the underbelly of this too is like, okay, so Giannis's camp. And he doesn't like that word, but his agents were feeding Shams and these guys right throughout the process.
Yeah.
Are they telling people now that don't even bother. He won't sign with you guys. He won't sign an extension with you guys. Like, is he telling people that he'll only sign with Miami? And does that depress the value? And then it's
the funny thing is, I think he could really kill the Bucks negotiating value by saying that, but he won't do stuff like that.
He definitely hasn't.
And that's funny. That's
he hasn't said
funny
it publicly.
Publicly.
Well, fair. Okay. That's fair. I just,
but if there's a consensus and all it takes is just the whispers to get stuff, to start a fire.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, Giannis won't sign with anybody. He wants to play in Miami. He wants the no taxes. He wants the beach. He wants, it reminds him of Greece, whatever it is.
And that's what surprises me too, Drew, because you're spot on with it from before. Man, John Horst has operated silently on just about every big deal that they've made.
Yeah.
It's the thing.
So if there would be some leaks of that, it would be coming from other camps. That also signals to me how valuable Giannis is in NBA circles. Yes, we will do whatever you got to do and whatever we need to do in the quiet nature and not in the unsuspecting ways so that we can try to get this deal done, because we understand how different our title chances are when 34's got our jersey on than yours.
And they'll show it in that way. Even though they might try and tell you, well, we don't know about his value and his injury. They show it in that way by those actions, Billy. That's a great point, because it seems like for so long now, everyone's trying to find ways to depress Giannis's value by saying he might not sign or he might be injury prone. Like, yeah, well, if he does play and he is healthy, which we think he could be, he's still top 5 in the league. And he's shown that, I think, in the way he plays, especially when he's motivated. So a lot of fact, at least I don't believe that the best info is coming from Heat Muse account, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb with you on that one.
That says he missed his bachelor party connection and he's still in Vegas, and that John Horst baby.
Man, come on. You guys don't think John Horst is on that Southwest early morning flight or late night flight out back from Vegas? Like, if he's going to Vegas, he's on a nonstop. My man's not connecting at DFW.
I don't know, man. It's hard to get connections these days. Spirit's gone.
Again, I don't think he's going to.
He might be.
Armen, I don't think he's going American. I think he's sitting first class on Southwest if he's flying back from Vegas.
I think he's flying on tail signs that we can't track, Billy.
There you go.
NBA GM's making that kind of money?
Actually, probably not. But maybe this is the time to invest in, like, you can lease one. You can lease one. And maybe this is the time to do it, like, just for a special occasion here and there.
Man, this dude, Freddie, you guys following this this German guy online who's here for the World Cup?
He's been great. Yeah.
My man had private jet companies offering to take him from Dallas to Toronto because he was going to miss the game because their connection.
No ordinary tourist has had a bigger come up in 1 week than Freddie.
We're going to talk. We're going to talk more about the whole World Cup, the visitors, some of the TikToks and the stuff that they're posting is awesome.
It's wild.
They're trying to ship ranch dressing back to Europe, and they're having.
I'm
problems.
like, it's like.
You hear about this?
Did you see?
Not see that.
We have to play the Texas Roadhouse one. That's the best one. The Australian guys that went to Texas Roadhouse.
Oh, I'm excited. I haven't seen it.
It's spectacular.
The Japanese guy at the Texas barbecue joint is one of my favorite ones of all time when he gets that big old beef rib.
We'll get to it, but I got to say, the one thing I keep thinking about, I kept remembering when I hear all these guys loving all these things and all the tourists loving everything, was those 6 dudes from the UK I met in Vegas that were going crazy about Denny's. Remember we were talking about Denny's and the steak? They were so excited about Denny's, going to Denny's every morning. They were just so happy.
Should have introduced them to the pepper mill.
Listen, I should have.
Just saying.
Let me tell you something.
All right.
That place
All right. We are off and running. It's the 5 o'clock club. It's always loose this hour. We got game balls and kicks firing up at 6 a.m. We will talk to our pal Hunter Baumgardt today at 7:30. Brewers avoiding a sweep, getting that blowout win over the Braves. Nice put your feet up victory a little bit. 8 runs in the second inning, snapping a 3-game losing streak. It's like, okay, they won one, and if you're going to win one game in a series, it's nice to win the last one, give you a little momentum going into Cincinnati tonight. But the Brewers could have swept that series. We'll talk about that as we move forward. You are in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Drew, Billy, and Armen bringing it to you from the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Is it the end of the Giannis era? We just don't know. We're just waiting.
This is a whole lot of spring training vibes, Drew. Like your old reporter times. A lot of hurrying up to wait.
Hurrying up and waiting.
Just standing, waiting, trying to figure it out. Hands in the pockets, looking around at different NBA mock drafts, trying to figure out what a native ment ends up being. Like just trying to, you have no clue out of any of these cats. And the only thing that I do know is the more conversation that keeps happening and the longer this goes, a little bit of Motel 6 vibes. I guess I'm starting to understand where it could possibly be. I'm starting to see a little bit of the forest through the trees. Maybe they are just waiting to say, big fella, why don't you absolutely actually say no with the name on the dotted line here to 4 years and $275 million. We're trying to give you almost $69 million a year. That's a nice payday.
And he wouldn't want to turn that down. And, you do think that might be an option as time goes on. If he sees his situation and he sees the situation the Bucks present and say, see, look, this is what a trade would look like. This is what that next world would look like here, Giannis. This is what what's the Lion King term? Do you remember that other world that people didn't want to be in? I can't remember it now. Whatever. That's what that would look like.
Hakuna Matata.
Yeah. Definitely not Hakuna Matata. What it sounds like Armen's saying is there were a lot of worries in this place for the rest of their days.
Yes. But the thing is, the more these rumors persist, the more it's harder to believe that a trade isn't the outcome in the next, few days. However, then you ask yourself, well, these rumors just come from different accounts that re-aggregate other rumors and do these things, So if the trade winds are swirling, if the rumors are swirling, if the walls seem to be closing in, is that real or is that reality or is it just not reality? You know what I mean? How real is anything here? So it's
you talking about living in a simulation over there?
That's the thing. I mean, and then
I don't know the mind of Armen Sarian here.
Yes, yeah.
Wow, okay. It's a lot. And I just, the back of my mind, it keeps thinking like, we keep getting surprised by Horst. Every time we think something's going to happen, it shocks us. So then you wake up with that bomb of, Shams announces the trade. And it's like the whole, announcement at 5:00 at the Al McGuire.
I see Shams' ridiculous face pop up on my phone with the ESPN alert, Drew, and my heart does sink a quick second.
You think, okay, this is it. Now it's happening. All right. I tested positive. Like, this is it. Like,
what?
Well, you know what I mean? Like, for all you might, like during the COVID years, you're worried to admit, this is the time I'm testing positive. This is the time I got the disease. This is the time she's,
I'm glad we're testing positive for that. Okay.
Well, I'm just trying to make some sort of metaphor here at 5:30. But yes, you're like, okay, this is the time. Horst is about to announce it. He's about to actually change my life as a Bucks fan. Like, all the worry, all the despair, all the consternating over all these years, a decade plus, it's been 13 years since he's been about. Like, is this the time the era is actually going to end? Is this the downfall of the empire? This moment.
It's to the point again. It is to the point you talk about hurry up and wait, where almost everybody I talked to a few people over the weekend, and from hardcore hoop heads to just casuals, everybody just wants a resolution one way or the other. We're prepared for either. And it's almost like if they keep Giannis, like, oh, great. Okay. Now how many games are we going to win? And like, they'll, the rejoicing won't be the same as it might've been because of the way this is dragged out.
Oh, I think I'm with you on that. Yeah.
And if Giannis stays and the Bucks are, play-in team or something, is the luster gone? Has this reduced our love of Giannis? The fatigue of this situation, has it reduced will there be joy if Giannis if the Bucks say, we're running it back, or we added this piece, or will there be joy?
I think there would be joy. It would
be relief that the story's over.
See, in that one, I don't know. But there would be some relief that we're away from it.
I think relief might overweigh joy.
Yeah.
Thank God we don't have to hear about this anymore. Will he won't? He's going to be here for at least half the season. But if he comes back, the whole it's because it's never going to end.
It's churn right back around
to like, well, they get what can they get at the deadline for Giannis, or
he's going to start pushing out. Now he's going to sign the extension, and when's the first moment that you can?
So I'm just wondering, have we crossed the Rubicon where there won't be joy if he stays anymore? Because then people will say, well, they probably won't win anyway, and it's like,
I think there's some
worth it.
I think there's some frosty buildup, Drew. Right? Like I think there's gonna be some that it'll be a little bit the shine won't necessarily be as bright as it once was. The other part that I'm wondering, because what you just explained to me sounds a lot like the 2022 Packers, right? Where there was so much talk about Rodgers being traded off. And then, all right, well, clearly he wasn't going to want to play with Romeo Doubs and Christian Watson. There was going to be some kind of upset nature because Robert Tunyon's not here. And are they going to sign Big Dog back to keep Rodgers happy? And well, no, they're going to go with more young guys here as well. And there was always some thought of, yeah, we're watching Rodgers and it's fun to watch Rodgers. And maybe we can win these last couple of games to be able to sneak into the playoffs. Oh, sweet. We got a 1-game winner take all to get to a playoff spot against the Lions in week 18. But there was never that real feeling like you were competing. And I wonder if that's where most Bucs fans would be. Giannis comes back. They'll be more competitive on a night in and night out basis. And when you go to the arena, it'll be a lot more fun than, again, all due respect, watching Ryan Rollins and Ousmane Dieng going at it. Like the Zhang gang, I think will be a little bit struggling throughout to know that it's fun. But if you're winning 41 games and being somewhat in the mix in a night out basis, you might win the game. You might not. I think there will be some people that say, well, is this really where we want to be? They could have just traded him and gotten a boatload of picks. And then the return will be like the Russell Wilson return. Yeah. Well, if we would have gotten that
it's true.
In 3 years, we'll be saying, well, then we could have been title contenders.
There's always going to be, I think, that type of conversation, whether he goes or not, between Bucs fans, maybe forever, like constantly. I mean, we still have it about that Ray Allen trade, about like, was this trade good or was it not? And who wants, because I definitely feel, the answer to your question, Drew, I definitely feel there's a large contingent of Bucs fans, at least it's felt that way anecdotally, that are definitely like soured on him and want him to go. Definitely. I see so much rhetoric now about he was the diva we never thought he was always a fake. But then again, I assume that that's the most of the fan base. But then if you ever see a poll, it'll be like 65, 70% want him to stay. So it's like, is that just a loud minority? Does everyday casual Bucs fan who you don't hear of on the internet really want him to stay in that sense and don't feel that way about Giannis and don't have a soured opinion on him? But that's always going to be a matter of opinion from an individual Bucs fan. The reality is, and you brought it up, Billy, I don't think kids are going to be crying, waiting to get shoes from Jericho Sims saying this was the dream of my life, is to watch one game of Ousmane Dieng and Jericho Sims and all these things. It's just not the same, right? As when you have a star that you want to see.
It's true.
It's just not the same.
True. 5 o'clock clubbers, hit us up 877-794-1973. How's everybody's Father's Day? How was it? Boys?
It was good. Relaxing. Chased the boys around a little bit. Played a little bit of baseball. Just loaded up on some, burgers, brats.
Oh, giddy up.
Pulled pork, donuts. It was fun, dude. It was a good one.
Yeah. Armen?
Yeah, excellent. I mean, you really can't, you're with your own child and then you see your own dad and there's really nothing else you could really ask for is to be around your loved ones and to enjoy a nice day with everybody and to be able to see everybody. Not everyone out there is lucky enough to be able to be around their own father and to still have them with us. And everyone's in a different situation. I think about that on a day like yesterday. It's a happy day, but it's not a happy day for everybody. And it's a painful day for some. So,
true.
In reality, I was thankful to spend a day like yesterday, even though it was raining a little bit, can't damper my parade. Although I did want to go to the zoo. And I didn't do it because I think fathers are free at the zoo on Father's Day.
That's Armen Sarian Day, cheapskate day.
It was, but it was just the weather.
I'm telling you, man, you gotta go zoo pass.
I think that's where
you gotta go zoo pass. You use it like 4 times and it's free. You just gotta use it that way.
So,
Drew, what about you?
Yesterday,
I had a very peaceful. I had an unexpected Viking weekend because my wife took the dog to the lake with her girlfriend and her dog. So the ladies went up north.
There we go.
And so I had an unexpected Viking weekend.
Father's Day gift.
My sprout did stay over with a friend of hers because they hit Summerfest on Saturday. So they stayed over. So I was able to see my sprout in the morning, fired up some breakfast for them.
Perfect day.
And then went out and visited my pops. So I had a pretty quiet day of, reflection, just a day of, it reminded me of when I was a bachelor. So it was the best of all worlds. Got to experience Father's Day, but also got to experience the Fortress of Solitude. So it was quiet, and I liked
There
it.
it is.
I did
Oh,
like
that's
the
I was
Okay.
going to say, Drew, you got what we always know is in the back of all the moms' heads on Mother's Day. They actually just want 2 hours where you get the kids out of here and be quiet.
Yeah, just get out of the house so I can take a bath or something.
Yeah, I'd like to read a book.
So I putted around the house and I hung out and visited some friends. So it was a pretty wonderful, chill day.
How did Dad dominate the Blackstone?
Those days are good. Oh, it was awesome.
Yeah, see, that is a
Egg
good
sandwiches
feeling,
and the pancake. The cheap pancake mix, the shake and pour, the pancake mix. You can do the homemade stuff. My wife bought this stuff, and all I had left was like the King Biscuit pancake mix. It was supposed to be really good.
Sure.
Didn't have any eggs. I didn't put an egg in it or milk in it, just water, which works with
sure.
the cheap ones.
Yeah.
It wasn't as good, man. I'm gonna have to doctor that up. I gotta step up my pancake
You
game.
gotta look it up.
Yeah,
on
the
YouTube.
egg and the milk is a different beast.
It's a different animal with
Totally
the
different.
with the mix, you know. I mean, yeah, you can make your own with just flour, and you can make, and that would probably be better. But
Ain't
that's
nobody
too much
got time
work.
for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
No shot.
You
No
can buy
shot.
the shake and bake or the shake and pour Bisquick stuff. You pour water and shake it up, and then there's my pancakes.
Well,
That's
and then I
right.
bought the
Easy.
one from Costco, the big bag, and I used it for 4 years. And at some point, I know it can't be good.
Exactly. That's the other thing. You buy too much beefarino, and then you're stuck. That's
Yeah.
the worst.
I got 50
So-
cans, Jerry.
But
The
it was
thing is-
fun. It was a very, very chill, relaxing day. So looking forward to now let's get after it this week. Like again, we got plenty to unpack. We got the World Cups, and it's engaging. It's fun. U.S. is playing well. We got to talk Brewers. We're getting close to the All-Star break.
Yep.
This is now. You know how we get your pulse quickens when it's Bear Week. It's Cubs week.
This is it. It's getting hot now.
Reds off. Cubs in town for week 2 of Summerfest. We'll talk about Summerfest week 1, the weekend that was. And it was, again, Friday night was pretty fun down there. Saturday, a little quiet. We'll talk about all of that as we move ahead. But mostly want your thoughts about Giannis, because deadline spur action and the first major deadline is approaching here. We are
Self-imposed one.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the thing, Billy. It is. I mean, that's the part that can still.
What are we coming up on, like 36 hours, 38 hours away from, like, we got to know.
You would think, and you would think you would know today, right? Like you think you would want a day to
You
operate.
sure
and
would. I
figure
can't
out
see it
exactly
happening in
who
the
you're
morning.
taking.
So it is going to be interesting. So buckle up. It's the Monday edition of the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Rolling through a Monday on the Huddle. Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin, Drew, Billy, and Armen bringing it to you. Brewers avoided a sweep. They had a big inning. They needed it. They lost a couple of nad-kicking games. Frustrating games. They should have won.
I put both of those adjectives there, Drew.
They lined up their best two against the Braves and against two pretty good pitchers for the Braves, and they came up short on Friday and Saturday. Avoiding a sweep yesterday with a much-needed relaxing, the 8-run second inning, third inning, second inning.
Jump all over them.
8-run inning, and then just battered the Braves and then kind of coasted in. And Chad Patrick got on track. But there was some stuff that you could question Murph about on Saturday with the bullpen usage and all that. And
then Drew, I kind of liked it, but then obviously you don't like when a 350-foot wall, the ball gets hit 352 feet. I mean, what did Albies hit those two out by a combined 5 feet, maybe?
If that. Yeah, they were both wall scrapers, dude. And the Brewers lose. But as it happens, our pal Hunter Baumgardt has a recap of yesterday's game and the series for the Brewers. And Hunter's going to join us live at about 7:25 this morning to preview the week ahead. Brandon Woodruff figuring into the mix.
Cannot wait for that one.
Oh, baby, that'll be sweet. And then, as we said, everything that happens this week in Cincinnati, a divisional game, it's important. They're all important. But it's leading up to the Cubs coming to Milwaukee this weekend. So let's take it away. Hunter Baumgardt with a recap. Take it away, Hunter.
Thanks, guys. The Brewers get a 9-4 win in the series finale yesterday to salvage a game in the 3-game set against the Braves. Braves won the first 2 games by 1 run. Did you know the last 6 losses the Brewers have are by 1 or 2 runs? They've been in every game, but not able to pull out the first 2 of the weekend, but thankfully got the 5-run victory yesterday. And a lot of it due to an 8-run inning. The second inning was the big inning for the Crew. They had 5 hits with runners in scoring position in that second inning. That was as many as they had with runners in scoring position for the last 3 games before that in those 3 losses. So good to see the RISP come back for the Milwaukee Brewers. And also in that inning, 8 runs, 6 of them with 2 outs, 7 hits, a couple of doubles, a 3-run home run. 11 batters came to the plate. Really felt like the Brewers offense needed that. And how about Robert Gasser on the mound? He goes 6 innings, allows just 2 earned runs, 7 strikeouts, 1 walk, and gets his first win in the majors since 2024. Pat Murphy saying after the game that they challenged him after those first 2 innings a little bit. And Robert Gasser saying it was more about, just not letting the flow of the game dictate how he pitches. And I would consider that probably he was saying, you know what, I know we're up by a bunch, but still go and attack. That's exactly what Robert Gasser did, and the Brewers get the victory. They're in Cincinnati tonight, 6:10 first pitch. Brandon Woodruff on the mound for the Milwaukee Brewers for the first time since April 30th. Should be exciting as he makes his return at Great American Ballpark. I'll join you guys at 7:25 to talk more about the Crew. And, of course, I'll have you on the baseball pregame show this evening, 5 o'clock on Fox Sports 920 in Milwaukee and our social channels. This report brought to you by Import Minded, your trusted choice for exceptional vehicle care on South 27th. Just north of 894. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Hunter B. Good news, a cheery report again. A kind of a frustrating series in Atlanta. Brewers win. They win on getaway day, which is great, but those 2 they could have won either or both of those games.
That Dubon base hit on Friday night to get the 2 runs plated against Miz. Man, the Olsen at bat, he's battling through. You think that you're going to turn the corner after you get the strikeout right after, and Dubon just bumps one right over the infield and plates the 2 runs. But when you leave 9 on base, you had opportunities, 15 combined guys left on base on Friday and Saturday. It had your boy Cato. He was done. I mean, he was Comet. He was over it. And I think there are many Brewers fans that are sitting there like, come on, man, you have so much action, so many guys on. Those are good problems to have, but the frustrating one against now, whatever it says, not much, but you're 2-4 against the Dodgers and Braves. And so you're going to have to win both of those series if you want to have any chance at a coin flip for that tiebreaker. Try to get that too.
Yeah, I think the other thing is like Miz has been so good and so incredible that he's now going to create a standard for himself. Like anytime he gives up a run, everyone's going to be like, what's going on? Why are you giving up runs at all? Like you expect somebody that's been so good and so amazing like that to be perfect all the time, which is just not reality. There's going to be times he gives up runs. There's going to be times things just don't go that way. And it's hard sometimes because you just have that expectation now that you can just chalk it up as like 0-0-0 win. No matter what, that'll happen.
Yeah, I feel like I thought I was going to be Caliendo doing the Gruden on the schedule. Win.
Right.
Win.
Yeah.
Win. I like that one, Armen. That one's more fun.
And you know what? It's obviously an unfair standard, but when you're that good, you create that standard for yourself, and then everyone looks on like, well, what do you mean you weren't perfect all the time? So, but these days are going to happen. These
hard to
moments
even
are gonna
remember
happen.
a time in April where they lost 4 straight Miz
Yeah.
starts.
Yeah.
That's only the second time they've lost a game that Miz has started since the NFL draft. So, like, it shows just how good he's been. And, you know, Harrison was like it seemingly has been Drew for the majority of the season. Harrison comes right behind Miz, doesn't get nearly the kind of headlines, but man, he is just as good, if not better, and has fully put whatever happened in Las Vegas, I think, behind him. And then, you know, you get jumped right there into the 7th inning. You give up a couple there in the 5th with the Albies wall scraper, as we mentioned. Like they were so close, and only one team could have swept that series, the Brewers, and they ended up losing 2 of them.
Yep.
That's a good way to put it. And they were right there for all of them. At least they got yesterday. It would have been a lot worse to get swept.
Yeah. So, we can talk like if Churio is safe. Was that a good send or a bad send with Churio getting thrown out at the plate?
I feel like you got to make him make a play, right?
One out.
One out is true.
You're saying it's a perfect throw. It's like, that skipped a little bit. It was okay. It was got the job done.
It was a hell of a play by Baldwin, honestly.
It was bang, bang. Great tag by, good scoop and tag by Baldwin. But so you can debate that. You can debate the Ashby mechanics. Like, he was going to have him face that part of the lineup, whether it happened in the 7th, 8th, or 9th. He just saved it for the 9th.
Just happened to be
backfired because Ashby gave it up. People will say, well, if McGill's a closer, let McGill face it. You didn't let Hader pitch the 9th. You let Williams pitch the 9th. Well, McGill's not really firmly the closer. He kind of
lost that one earlier in the year, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's holding it now. You rebase, so they were trying to go matchups, and I get it. That's what you're going to do. But when it backfires, you look bad.
I would have really liked if it worked, though.
It would have been
man.
sweet.
He would have been a genius if it would have worked.
Sweet, and a wall scraping homer beaches. So that's frustration. All right, we're off and running. It's Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin. You're in the huddle.
I'm Doug Russell. You know that when the Brewers series began in Atlanta on Friday, you figured that Milwaukee would have its hands full. True to form, they did, losing the first 2 games to the Eastern Division leaders. On Sunday, Milwaukee broke out the Blue Bats for Father's Day and did Dad proud.
Contreras, a drive into left. It is back and gone. That ball was shot out of a cannon. Another home run for Contreras. It's an 8-run second inning.
Jeff Levering on Brewers TV with the call. The only home run in the Brewers' breakout 8-run second inning. The final score 9-4. Milwaukee salvages the series finale. The Brewers now head to Cincinnati for the start of a 3-game series against the Reds. Heading into play this week in the Central, Milwaukee's lead over St. Louis is 5 games. Chicago is 7 back. And at Shinnecock, Wyndham Clark wins his second U.S. Open. Hour 2 of the Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love with the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with a number of cameras. Take the cameras off the field, and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on 1. Ready, Bill for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 get. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red, right, 18 Bob on 1. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We got exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all we got more y'all do. Let's go out and kick the tape. All right? Hey, yo. 1, 2, 3. Keep doing what you're doing. You got to get our guys after and make the play. Be right all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, B hand, C puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmidt,
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
and Armen Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Ready to dominate a Monday. Welcome to the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin. Drew Olson, Bill Schmidt, Armen Sarian. The band is together as we begin this week. What's happening to June? We're almost on to July, boys.
I can't believe how quick it's going. I really can't. It's just flying by. Because it doesn't feel like the real summer heat has started yet. I don't know about you
No,
guys.
it's chilly, man. I'm not digging it. We need another 10 or 15 degrees. Let's go.
Been in chilly pattern. So I'm like, oh, well, it's still spring. So that's why I'm like, oh, no, Armen. The solstice just happened.
That's right. The days are getting shorter already.
Yeah, July's staring you down, big boy.
It's coming.
You
It's
know?
coming.
Big boy, look at you.
We're going to be on to the
Well,
All-Star
talk
break
guys
pretty soon.
It quickly goes, man. It happens all the time, and
We're here.
then all of a sudden you blink and the Summerfest turned into a state fair, and then you
Yeah.
quickly realizing like, whoa, we only got a couple more weeks of this thing. Better get to the lake.
That's why we got to embrace it all. We got to embrace game balls and kicks. That's what we're doing today on the Huddle. We do it every Monday. Game balls and kicks. Here's the way it works. The NicoletLaw.com talking text line is your portal, 877-794-1973, to give a game ball or a kick to the balls. Today on the program, a game ball, a kudo, an attaboy, a job well done. Good job, good effort. If you want to give a game ball to somebody or something on the program today, here's what it's going to sound like.
Here comes Dad Barrel Man.
That was that was yesterday.
Oh, Lev.
Nickname that Lev, right? And that was from the highlight of Jake Bauer's kids giving him the video of Dad Barrel Man.
That is awesome.
So I like that, but I thought I actually like Lev better saying it.
Here comes Dad Barrel Man.
Something funny about that for me. I loved it.
I like it. That's a
fitting
good
for Father's Day.
So if you want to, like, you know the drill, you're standing in the locker room, you want to award a game ball for a job well done. That's what it is. Now, conversely, if you want to give someone a kick to the huevos today on the program, a kick to the ball sounds like this.
You got to get up, bro.
You got to get up.
Gotta get up, bro.
I saved that from the next parade of one of the people that are passed out. There are plenty of them.
Was
but
that the guy that tried to kiss the girl that resurrected him?
I actually think it might have been.
Might have been.
But I it's hard to piece together all people's videos, which was who and who was which and everything like that.
Wow.
But
You got to get up, bro.
I think we
Gotta get up,
We've
bro.
all been kicked in the nads like that. So
Of course.
yeah.
All right. So there it is. Floor is open, 877-794-1973. And I've been wanting to share this on the radio since I first saw it. The
Okay.
first game ball today from me goes out to this I don't even know who he is. So the unidentified Australian man extolling the virtues as he visits America for the World Cup. I am loving these videos of tourism. Like, I feel more patriotic watching other people enjoy America than this whole build up to the 250th and all that stuff.
I like that. You know what?
Like, I'm watching these people.
Live in it every day.
I watch these people. It started with Scotland taking over New England and Boston, and the Scots just drinking, and the people in Boston welcoming them. And it's like, let's just
Not
drink.
realizing they like bagpipes this early in the morning.
Yeah, and the guy's playing bagpipes and standing around drinking at 6 a.m, and the guy's like, "This is across the street from me. That's an Airbnb." And the bunch of guys drinking at 6 a.m, watching a guy play bagpipes to welcome the sunrise. It's amazing. Loved it. But this guy gets a game ball, because this gives us perspective. And if this doesn't make you love America, I don't know what will. Hit it, Armen.
Yeah, I don't normally go to fancy restaurants, but like I'm in America with my son, so I'm like, let's go to Texas Roadhouse. It's unbelievable. First of all, they give you these peanuts. You can eat as many as you want. She's like, yeah, just take a bag. Then they come out and they put this bread on the table, and I'm like, oh, I didn't order the bread. It's like, oh, that's free. And it's like, and she goes, and if you want more bread, we'll just give you more. And this bread it's as nice as bread can possibly be. Like, if you're an Australian, try and picture the most unbelievable bread, like Subway bread. Got this fancy butter. Then they give you the Coke. Of course, it's America, so it's unlimited refill. And then it was all like ribs and steak and chips. There was an onion that had been deep fried, and you dip it in the sauce. You just leave there so happy. And then Australians are all like, yeah, but in America, you've got to tip. No, you don't have to tip. You want to tip. These people are the most wonderful people in the world. I don't even know why you Americans are so angry all the time. You guys have Texas Roadhouse in your country. You should just be walking around wanting to hug everybody.
God bless America.
Yeah. You brought up a good point about the refills.
Spectacular.
The
stuff we take for granted. Now, people are like, Texas Roadhouse, that's a place where you take the Little League team or the hockey team, or you go.
Yeah, and you leave pretty damn happy, don't you?
You want to hug people.
Yes.
And it is good.
Sit on a piece of wood and act like you're riding a pole.
We don't appreciate a lot of times how good we have it sometimes, and these places are good. And you always get these foodie snobs that are always like, oh, that's terrible. I'm like, no, it's not. Yeah. No, it's not. Stop letting your narratives and what people tell you drive what you actually feel.
Well, I mean,
there you go. I just said it.
Well, yeah, that's true. Okay, but the part that I love that whole clip. I've watched that thing a couple of times. It's
hilarious clip, right? The way he talks about it.
We were introduced to that deep fried onion with the sauce by Outback Steakhouse, which was ostensibly supposed to be modeled after Australian everything.
Hilarious.
Yeah, true.
And this guy's like, man, they got this onion that they deep fry. Like, he'd never seen it before.
It's crazy.
So it's like, wait a minute. Outback Steakhouse pulled one over on us. That's not an Australian thing.
Right over.
That's just a fat American thing.
Isn't that the way?
And by the way, those things have like 10,000 calories.
They're so good. Oh my god!
Remember when you thought you had a vegetable? And you're like, I mean, the vegetable.
I had an onion. It was
then. Yeah, that reminded me of the TikTok. This woman, she had her husband. She ordered her husband ordered Outback Steakhouse on like DoorDash or Uber Eats, and he went to pick it up, and she's like, they forgot our Bloomin' Onion, but he actually crushed it on the drive home and ate the whole thing.
The video's her calling the place.
And then she's calling the place to complain, and it's like, oh well, yeah, he ate it.
My husband's just
couldn't
fat.
help himself. First of all, I don't know what that would do to your constitution, but if you eat an entire Bloomin' Onion,
oh my god,
might as well be doing colonoscopy prep.
It would be
I would just get the broth.
Would be whoa.
Yeah, you're going to be in there for a while.
But anyway, that guy and the social media videos of people visiting, like there were people that, we're finding this. Americans are so nice, and it's like this has been great, and I guess we are being good hosts. It's
the
cool.
Trips to Waffle House have been phenomenal.
Lining up to get to Waffle House, they're loving that, and then they're like. We thought that we were going to get harassed by ICE and asked to see our passports all the time, and no one's bothered us, and it's been amazing. And
come in here and have some fun.
Welcome in. It's a good summer in the States. Yes. Welcome in, tourists. And give us your tired, your poor, your people that want to spend their disposable income watching football matches and drinking.
Get over here and have some fun.
Our chain restaurants. that they don't have.
It's a good reminder, narrative versus reality. Oftentimes,
and our quarters that we're putting in for the sport that you love for a long time. Get in here and get a couple of chances to go to the bathroom and grab yourself. Hey, they say hydration breaks for the people on the field. No. You guys are messing that up. The hydration break for the people in the stands to go get beer and you don't miss any action.
Yeah,
that's
perfect.
why we put in the hydration breaks here in
Billy,
America.
I love the way you put that. That's a good way to look at it. Yeah. So listen, don't let fear drive you. Don't let what people say or what the fear of what you see drive what really happens. You have your own experience, and these people are. And I love it. The ranch dressing's been very popular. Obviously, you mentioned Waffle House, Billy. I just love it. And the things we don't think about that a lot of visitors always talk about that's unique to America. Friendly wait staff, because you have tips here, but that also creates incentive, for people to be friendly to you and be attentive. I guess that's not a thing as much. And the free refills, I hear about that a lot.
That's free refill is a big winner.
That's an American.
That is
thing
a big winner.
So there you go. We should be happy to be living the life we do. I like that. That's good. And I love that these guys. I love that social media exists now because we're getting all these firsthand accounts of everyone.
It's pretty cool.
Great content.
Tommy and Stalis on the talking text line 877-794-1973. Thanks, Nicolay Law. I could listen to that all day, and some people need to.
Amen. Yeah, I do. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's a good perspective spot to put yourself in and remember that this is supposed to be a good time. Also, the soccer's been good time. Good stuff
matches.
rolling in here.
U.S. match was great Friday.
That was awesome to be able to watch it. And how about give a game ball to Alex Freeman?
How about that? That was so awesome.
Here comes Dad Barrel Man.
He saw that ball up in the air and he pounced on that header before half.
How
He's
about
a
that
star in the making.
Father's Day gift for Antonio. How about that?
He did what?
So yeah,
So
absolutely.
good.
That's what I thought of too.
Man.
And the U.S. team has been incredible. We're often, I hate to say it, disappointed by our national team, but they're playing great soccer and they're obviously poised to move through. I don't know if they've clinched it yet, technically. But I think
it's looking good.
I think they either did or they locked
really
in their spot to go through and haven't won it. You've worked with you've been around him so much, Drew. How do you think he would be taking in these games?
Oh man, he's a basket case. He's like high strung and energetic, and I'm sure he is just he gets fired up watching the Packers.
I was going to say, because I know he gets fired up watching the Packers, and he's got, just the connection of playing, obviously, but he gets fired up during some of those games.
Man, I don't know that I'd want to sit next. I would want to sit next to him to watch it,
just
but it
to
might be
part,
just too annoying. Like it's like if you didn't know him, like get this guy out of here. He's a basket case.
Yeah, what are we doing here?
Yeah, he's a live wire.
He's also,
man.
you have to imagine. Obviously, growing up, and he played in the NFL, so professional football was his life for so long. But it's a totally different sport for him to be kind of elbow deep, delving into strategy, because like what he's watching for. I'm sure he's understood the game now in a totally different way, watching his son come up and play elite all those years.
No doubt.
So it must be interesting to hear him talk about that. And high level competition, you can compare it to both, but it's a different game and it's a different thing. And he. In American football, we don't really have that international level of competition that they do in soccer and things like that, unless you count those scrimmages that Billy played overseas in high school.
Yeah, those are not high level.
So you know what I mean?
That's not
international. American football is just not a thing, right? As much as the NFL is as competitive as any league in the world.
Well, and this U.S. team has a bunch of kids like Alex, young guys that are now all playing, almost everyone playing overseas, which shows that there's a little bit different talent on this team that we're playing with.
Yeah.
So, hey, I don't know. Maybe you get lucky. Maybe you get some more home cooking and you find yourself in a spot that we've never been before. But I'll definitely be rooting on the USA whenever that one goes. And also, I'm rooting on more people to get to Texas. So more games in Houston so we get more people like the Japanese guy getting to eat the beef rib for the first time.
And for those who are still experiencing it, haven't enjoyed it, flip on a game. There's been a lot of goals. And I get it. If you don't like ties, that stage of the tournament's almost over. All right. We're almost through group stage. No more draws. Once we get to knockout stage, it's a regular tournament that you can get used to.
Yeah.
And there's always going to be
like that.
Because a lot of people I know don't like the ties.
Well, then that was the thing. There was potentially going to be a tie yesterday until a really, really, really tough kick in the balls to Sam Burns happened.
Oh, man.
You got to get up, bro.
You got to get up, bro. I thought they were going to say that to him on the 18th green yesterday at Shinnecock in the U.S. Open. My man did everything he possibly could to get right back in it. Had all the help, Drew, that you possibly could from Wyndham Clark, who was 3 over with the Lark. He was trying to be the 9th guy to go wire to wire, win the U.S. Open. And Sam Burns was chasing him down, was right there shooting a 67, having a beautiful round. And cups out on a birdie putt on 18, which would have tied the tournament at the end of the day, would have given him a chance at a 2-hole playoff, and instead Burns flips the club, collapses to his knees, and realized, now I got to sit in here and watch and know that I'm probably not playing. That was a tough one, man. Wyndham Clark almost got the kick to the balls, and instead he got $4.5 million yesterday for his winnings there at the U.S. Open.
Wyndham Clark is a 2-time U.S. Open winner, is he not?
2-time U.S. Open winner, almost a 3-time. If it wasn't for his collapse at Oakmont, I believe last year, which cost him his lifetime ability to go play Oakmont.
That's interesting. Well, how about that? Yeah, that's a good point. You get the exemption, the lifetime exemption, right?
Well, no, that was when he smashed the locker after the event.
Oh,
so he got sent the letter and never come back.
I totally forgot about that. You're right.
So, I mean, this guy for the last, because I think he won his first one in 22.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah.
So he would have won like 3 in 5 years.
Yeah.
And instead, he had that collapse on his mantle, but came back and won. And I think at certain spots, he was like 30-1.
He might be one of those guys, though. I don't know how you guys feel. Down the road, we're going to say, 2-time Open winner. And then you're going to try and guess like the names. And no, you're not going to
Andy
guess
North.
Wyndham Clark. Yeah, Andy. But I just feel like he's not a household name to people as a champion. Like
he is, speaking of names, like he applies to my Scooter Jeanette rule. Wyndham Clark has to be a golfer.
Had to be a golfer. You're right.
He's not an NFL running back.
The name Wyndham.
He's not a linebacker.
Yeah.
Wyndham Clark.
No, you're not being a small forward with that name.
That or a trust fund. I mean, I hate to say it.
His brother.
Well, man, I mean, listen.
I'm
sure
his
private school.
He's got a brother named Weston, and he's got a cousin named Red Roof Inn.
And he's really the run of the family. No one, he's the real stepchild. Nobody likes him.
Yeah, so
Kensington is his middle
I'd
name,
like you to
or-
meet my children: Wyndham, Hyatt, Marriott, Weston, Red Roof.
I mean, I was wondering
That's great, Drew.
we're in the name book. We read a lot of them, Drew. I never saw Wyndham pop up.
Yeah, but Billy, there's a lot of names now that no one's ever seen pop up.
I didn't know where you stop with that one.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Maybe they did just stay at a Wyndham.
I mean,
and they
here
were like,
we
this
are.
is a great spot.
It was conceived like wherever they're conceived. You know.
That's a good one, Drew.
Motel 6.
Again, the names these days are just different. So I don't know what to tell you.
Super 8 Sarian comes into the picture.
Super 8 Sarian.
Sure, absolutely.
Days in.
I'm sorry.
Days in.
Sleep in.
Days in.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. So yeah, Wyndham Clark. He wanted to choke it away, but they just wouldn't let him.
Did everything possible, and he gave us all we asked for, Drew, which was some drama there late, and make it worth watching at the end.
Maybe, but I'm sorry. This has been one of this tournament I wasn't plugged in on. This has been the least I've been plugged in on major championship.
Yeah,
golf.
I just don't like the they did to the calendar.
I thought you were in with the podcast.
I hate what they did.
No,
with the calendar and moving it around and the PGA being in front of the.
Because you always had the build up to this, and then it felt like the full kickoff of summer and golf season. I'm with you on that.
And not even, and I'll be honest with you, maybe I'm around the wrong circle. I don't hear anyone talking about this tournament this weekend.
No.
Not even my uncle, who always texts about it on our group text. My uncle didn't even talk about it. Now, that doesn't mean I'm right. I'm just saying there might have been a lot of people watching it that I just wasn't around. But
yeah, we'll see what the ratings do.
It just seems like it's been out of the consciousness a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's because there was like no Scheffler, I don't know. You need stars, I guess.
Well, I mean, Scheffler was around there late.
Yeah.
He was just brutal at the end. I think, to be honest with you, I think some of it leads to just how good the Brewers have been and how interesting the Brewers have been.
That's part of it. And and the course, like Shinnecock, like players hate it, and it's like,
I did hear that there's a lot of players that were
always
frustrated that they
bitching
got
about the
played there.
conditions are always tough there, and because they're right on the ocean.
Up in Long Island, who cares about
golf nerds? Nerds. It's for the golf nerds. You can have that. I like watching the Masters. When it comes to golf, I'm a Christmas and Easter Catholic. I watch the Masters, and that's about it. Maybe the Ryder Cup.
Well, U.S. Open used to be one of those.
I'm not watching but I'm not watching the John Deere Classic or the Honda Poulan.
I'll see some of the Open, and the Open I think is the British Open. I'm sorry, the Open Championship. Is the one that I like because then you can watch the end and then go play. Like the U.S. Open was always the tough one for me because when I was younger, it would be like, all right, I'm watching basketball. Let's go out and play. Right? We're watching football. Let's go out in the backyard. Now this thing's over at 6 o'clock. You can't watch that. The U.S. Open, or the British Open, done at 1. You get a 2 o'clock tee time. You're off.
Funny because we're coming up now on Wimbledon season, right?
Yes, it's the same situation. Most people are watching tennis.
Armen and I know I'm old enough to remember when Wimbledon was going on, and that was the craze. And it was, the breakfast at Wimbledon and all that. You would drive by the local tennis courts and be packed because people would see Wimbledon like, oh, let's go play. And they would go play tennis. That ain't happening anymore because they turned most of the tennis courts into pickleball
That's
courts.
been replaced with pickleball. And it's funny. I just saw a pickleball highlight in the top 10 this morning on TV. So it's a different game, and a lot of people are playing pickleball now, obviously, understandably so. And so you're right. It's harder to find a tennis court because they're all pickleball courts now. And it's like, doesn't anybody want to actually still play tennis? But I guess not.
It is rough.
It's tougher out there. But you need American stars, and I always say that. You need great American stars in a lot of these sports to drive interest. There hasn't been that for tennis. Obviously, the Tiger era is over, all that stuff. So.
The American star to me is that guy from Australia that went to Texas Roadhouse.
He's the one right there.
He's our winner. That is the best. That is
the
absolute best.
Our American stars are looking a lot like NBA. A lot more international stars.
A lot more.
A lot more international stars.
Maybe
Freddie might be the most popular guy on the internet.
Maybe we got to stop running from the grind. Yes, Freddie's the man. He's the German guy, right?
Yeah, the German dude who keeps posting him and his crew. He just puts Ronaldo's head on him.
Yep. Oh, okay. I didn't. There's got to be an inside
not
joke.
showing any name. No, it's just his Twitter icon. But doesn't want anybody knowing who the mates are.
Yeah, because he said his goal was to never become an influencer, but now he's fighting fakes and people are faking his account and all this stuff.
That's pretty impressive stuff.
And brand deals and life changed for that guy quick.
For sure.
And I know what that's like to get hacked and stuff like that. So hey, it's not easy. It's not easy out there when
as we enter another week of Armen's X account being
not
hacked.
easy in these streets.
Rolex. Right. The weirdest thing is that they posted about a Rolex, but deleted my old stuff about my Cartier watch. I don't understand the strategy.
Yeah,
I don't understand the strategy
dude.
for my hacker. I
Because
really
you
don't.
upgraded, dude.
Yeah, but why? Okay, I guess. All right,
I guess. When we come back, Scott Dolphin's going to pop in. It's halftime of the Monday edition of the Huddle. We'll talk to Dolphin in about an hour from now. We'll talk to our buddy Hunter Baumgardt about those Brewers. Brandon Woodruff, the return of the Big Woo. Coming up. This portion of the program has been brought to you by Game Day Men's Health. I'll be visiting the Brookfield location after the show today to see my pals, Patty. You got to see Abby and the Jen and the gang at Game Day Men's Health. Check them out online. See if they can help you. Sign up for that free no obligation test in and out in about a half hour. And they can tell you whether they can change your life for the better. GameDayMen'sHealth.com. All right. Dolphins up next. We're at halftime of a Game Balls and Kicks to the Balls Monday. You're in the Huddle. Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Continuing on Game Balls and Kicks to the Balls Monday in the Huddle, Drew, Billy, and Armen, we welcome our halftime correspondent, Scott Dolphin from the country station down the hall. Dolph, welcome aboard.
Yeah, thanks, Drew. Good to be back, I guess. I don't know.
Well, you took that great best day off. That Friday day off was excellent on your part. The Memorial Day Friday day off was something to behold as well.
I'm taking this Friday off, too. Did I tell you that already?
Good call.
You are smart, man. You are a smart man.
I might be as well. Can I come to think about it?
Smart.
Thinking about it.
Yep.
Yeah, because we were.
Really
I think I might have.
And then next Friday is the holiday.
That's right. So that's
plays
why.
right into it. Yep.
Yes, indeed.
Boy, you guys are on a 4-day week now.
I think so. I think it might happen.
Well, we got to test this thing out. If I keep seeing it online, we might as well put it into action.
What they do in Japan, right? I think they work 4/10s for a lot of places.
Now that they're not posted on TikTok. They haven't posted American Work Week. Maybe some restaurants, but
we've been talking about how much we love seeing our visitors for the World Cup post about the wonders of America. Like we played earlier the clip of the guy who went to Texas Roadhouse, the Australian guy who it's amazing.
This is amazing.
Make us all appreciate more,
I like the French guy that went to Buc-ee's. That was my favorite so far.
He went nuts. He couldn't believe it.
The line outside Waffle House, they're swarming. And watching the Norwegians row in Times Square.
Yes. Just waiting for the Viking fans to try to steal it coming up next year.
They're
jumping on that one. I saw a couple of British people going and taking over a Raisin Cane's. They had the sauce for the first time. This amazing.
I'm surprised Raising Cane's hasn't crossed the pond yet. It's as popular as it's
true.
Yeah, you would think. I wonder if Chick-fil-A's over there because I haven't seen anybody really enjoying too much Chick-fil-A.
I would bet they have to. Did you see Chick-fil-A fell from the top spot for the first time in years as the America's favorite fast food? And they didn't do anything to fall. Their score stayed the same, but Jersey Mike's jumped ahead of them as the number one fast food chain in America.
There's something weird about that. I mean, I get that like Jersey Mike's is good, but
It
there's
is
something
good.
Weird, there's something weird about that.
I was surprised by that, though, that it overtook Chick-fil-A.
Spending ad dollars or something?
All I know is Chick-fil-A is probably still the king, but you have to have some sort of.
Don't you have to have a drive-through to be considered fast food?
You'd think so.
There we go. This is a debate that we're going to start, I think, because that's a great question. I think Jersey Mike's is fast food, but it's definitely different than a place like Chick-fil-A or the drive-through, type place. So
apparently, Danny DeVito's paying off.
Most sub shops, I realize that most sub shops don't have drive-through.
That's true.
Like, but they are considered
some Cousins locations.
I was going to say some Cousins and one right by my house.
That's the only one I can think of. No Subway does, obviously.
If you go out on the highway through rural areas, there's Subways everywhere, and sometimes if they're part of like a gas station, they'll have a little drive-through window. But I go to Jimmy John's, and that I have to walk in and order every time.
Yeah, come on, it can't be that fast. I'm
see
not fast.
Don't see a lot of Quiznos anymore.
No, we heard that was going to break how we changed how we ate sandwiches. That's fair.
That's a good point.
Rest in peace, my uncle. My uncle passed, but he used to have the best rant about how bad Quiznos was. It made me laugh so hard, and I always would always ask him, "What about Quiznos, Uncle Chris?" And he would go crazy, and it was so funny. I mean, it's a good memory of him, But yeah, that's just another one I haven't seen. Yeah,
loving that. So, Dolph, we had the U.S. Open, we had the Brewers and the Braves, we have the World Cup with the U.S. playing very well. And yet here we are once again, Groundhog Day. Is Giannis going to be a buck? Where is he going? Let's just get it over with. The prevailing sense from everybody I've talked to is just like, I'm prepared for either. Let's just get it done. Whatever's going to happen, let us know.
And now we see that the demand is too high for the Bucks. That's the biggest rumor, right? For Miami.
Not our problem that your roster is going to be decimated by giving us what we want for Giannis. Not our
you
problem.
don't need Giannis, I guess, if the roster's way too good.
How bad do you want him?
Well, and there's also like there's going to be a price, and this is going to be a steep price to acquire the best player that the franchise has had in 50 years, since maybe a top 3 player of all time. Not maybe, absolutely, in Kareem. So like I struggle with the trying to diminish the value. There are absolutely question marks to it, because you're acquiring somebody that's older and has some miles on the tires. Like that's why Boston to me is fascinating. You're kind of shortening your window as to how much you can be one of the top teams. If you're going to say, we're going to trade a 27-year-old guy who just had the best season of his career, finals MVP, who we've won with, for a guy that hasn't played a lot of playoff basketball in the last 3 or 4 years.
And what is the latest? I've been locked in on the Heat rumors where they might get the young center and spin him off to the Lakers. But are they still talking Jaylen Brown and
mostly Jaylen Brown?
Just Jaylen?
And I wonder if Dolph, there would be a couple of draft picks in there just for cosmetics. But like the more and more that the conversations go, I think there's going to be so much smoke there that I wonder if there's going to be some waxy buildup if they don't trade him for Giannis, that ultimately Jaylen Brown says, all right, you guys wanted to get rid of me? Well, then do it. And I ain't playing for you again, so send me somewhere else, and then I'll be the number one guy. Because we see that too often, and he wouldn't be the first guy to get his taste of being the lead man and then not want to go back to being the second chair.
How would you feel about coming to Milwaukee?
Not great at all. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think it would be exactly welcomed, Dolph. However, we got to get him.
Get him here in the summer.
Here in the summer, Drew.
We'll show you how nice it is.
True.
Acquire him this week. He can be hanging out at Post Malone on Saturday.
Yeah.
Backstage.
True. Yeah.
Bump the temperature up a little bit. If we can get it maybe 10 degrees hotter, we'd all feel a little bit better.
Saturday I rolled the dice and I just went shorts and t-shirt and I was okay, but it got a little chilly after dark.
At the end.
It's been cold this spring.
It has been colder. And Saturday the wind was now. Thursday I was way overdressed. I wore jeans. I carried a jacket and I regretted that because I didn't put the jacket on and I was hot in the jeans. But Saturday I thought, it's going to be the complete opposite. And I get off the off the freeway flyer, and the wind is coming stiff right off Lake Michigan.
It's tough to predict, that's for sure.
But it wasn't bad.
Not a huge crowd on the grounds on Saturday night.
No, I was a bit surprised by that. Yeah. You had, was it Corinne Leon? This is the first time they've ever had somebody doing an entire Spanish singing concert inside the amphitheater in the 58-year history of that. Yeah. But it was fun to see the wardrobe difference between Thursday night with Megan Maroney, where all the girls were wearing pink. So you saw all the cowboy hats and
that's right
on Saturday night for that show. Who'd you check out Saturday?
Saturday, pinged around. I saw 2 songs of Christopher Cross, Not Sailing, Mr. Yacht Rock.
Yeah.
Then went all the way down to see Diamond Dave. And I think that Eddie and Alex and the Van Halen estate should sue him and get him to cease and desist from playing their music because he's ruining the legacy of one of the great rock bands.
That was painful
of all time. The Journal Sentinel reviewer said it was good.
What are they?
I'm like, it was horrible.
It was awful.
From the first song, it was clear he has no voice, and he was asking people. He was holding the mic out for people to sing. He had 5 backup singers drowning him out. It
was terrible.
He could barely banter. It was beyond awful. It was parody.
Wait, he did the karaoke move where you know that you're not good.
Oh yeah. We don't know Billy right there. Boom.
It was beyond bad. I heard, I live where I can hear the sound check, and I heard him sound checking. It was not great, but they did a long sound check. Maybe he wasted all his bullets at 11 in the morning.
So that's a good reminder that art is still subjective. I mean, why would
it was not good? Yeah, he said it was good, and if you're predisposed, I guess if you're really drunk, it sounded like Van Halen, but it didn't.
The review says so, like, he wavered from being on key, but the people didn't mind it. Well, the people I was standing up top. They minded it. And everybody was cringing.
A song and a half was all I could take. I'm like, this is embarrassing. Let's get out of here.
Yeah,
so we walked out.
We did too. We went down the hill after that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was hard. That was painful.
And not for nothing, this is no big deal, but he's a diva. He did start like 15 minutes late or 20 minutes late. Like, come on, Dave.
You can't do that.
Oh, man, this picture, though, he definitely looks like he thinks that he is still ripping it like he did way back when.
71 years old, proud on the stage, man. Oh,
I felt bad for the band and the background singers because they were actually really good. Really good.
Yeah, the band was really good, but he's just awful. And you could tell right away.
According to AI Overview on Google, he performed a high-energy set.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He was doing, he wasn't doing the splits like in the jump video, but he was still
doing his yoga moves,
doing the yoga moves. And he was moving around a lot.
Austin, he was trying to act like he was still,
This Journal Sentinel piece is great as he goes, David Lee Roth goes on stage when David Lee Roth wants to go on stage. I kid. It was about 20 minutes late, but once Panama kicked in, all was forgiven.
Oh, it really wasn't.
And I was excited when I heard that lick. Okay, he's jumping in with Panama. I love this song. And then it went downhill.
I guess you're not going to convince someone that's been a lifelong fan that wanted to see him. If they hear it, you're not going to convince someone that it wasn't good. Certain people are just predisposed to how they feel about their favorites. So if you get a group of like hardcore fans that are going to hear him, they're all going to be like supporting him and saying, "Oh yeah, it was great." And
Yeah. Maybe they stay till the end.
Occasionally wandered from the original.
Yeah.
That was wandered off onto his own spot, but always got back on track. Always got back.
Yeah. But I saw a lot of bands I'd never heard of before, and
That's
it was good. There's a band called Winya, which played they're out of Charleston, that played at like 5:30, and they rolled an old piano out on stage, and they were hard driving kind of rock and blues. They were really good, young guys. That was probably one of the highlights of my night.
Well, we all I got down to Summerfest on Saturday. I was long gone, I think, by the time you partiers were there though. But I thought it was kind of scarce early, so it didn't really pick up all that much necessarily on Saturday.
No, certain crowds had big stages or had big crowds, but for the most part, I mean, I went by the country stage early in the day and it was sparse, even though there was some pretty good national talent on there. Now it had filled in quite a bit by the time Nate Smith got on stage at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Christopher Cross have a good crowd, decent.
Yeah.
There was a good crowd at the big backyard too. There was a rapper over there. That was a pretty good crowd.
Young lady that was singing at 12:15 though, or at 12:30 at the Uline stage, she was bringing it. Like that's the one moment my wife was like, "Wow, they're really going after him." Like, yeah. She was laughing at the trucks that are driving people there because you got the double stroller. Get the hell out of the way.
Oh yeah, they got the artist vans.
We've got artist vans. We've got talent. And she looks at me like, "Wait, did they get driven up?" Yes, this is a big moment. This is their moment. Come on out here and dominate.
They have to go to the lot where the lot P, and that's where the performers.
Right, they're way over here. You got to shuttle
unload their gear and then shuttle in, and it's kind of a whole operation.
Look at Billy at the 12:15 acts.
Oh, when you got kids, we rope dropped that son of a gun. I think we had to have been one of the first 100 people in there. I think we maybe bought the first popsicle over.
It's different when you got nap schedules and you got kids. It's a different deal.
Oh, I have a nap schedule.
Yeah,
I wasn't there.
Dolphin got one.
Yeah. But
I wasn't there.
Love it. You look at Summerfest in a different way, right? As opposed you do it then when you're
because I used to, when I was working there and start opening the thing, I used to say, "Who the hell is coming to Summerfest at noon?" Me. Now me, 20 years later, I was the one getting there at noon.
I'm that guy.
That's the thing. And they used to open it, and it was great because they would let you in, and the business crowd, you'd see guys in their shirts and ties, and they would go eat lunch and have a beer and watch a band, and then they'd leave and they'd give you a hand step and they'd come back at night.
in. Yep.
So that was cool. And sometimes those like the Miller stage and stuff would be crowded during the lunch crowd. That was again, if people want to bitch about it, was when it was 11 days, like it'd be the Wednesday or Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday, and people be doing that. And I look down and they're getting ready for the main show at like 10 o'clock at Miller. And it's hardly anybody. I'm like, I remember when it was more crowded at lunchtime than it is on a Saturday night. And Saturday night was a nice night. It was a little cool, but it wasn't horrible.
Wasn't bad at all.
It was no threat of rain. And it was like, damn. What's going on?
Yeah, I don't know. And the weather was actually when the sun was out, mid to late afternoon, it was kind of baking hot.
It's always warmer on the grounds because everything's paved and it's like it absorbs a little heat, and you kind of when you're in the main walkways and stuff, you're kind of wind protected a little bit.
Oh,
so
for
it's
sure.
Like, so it's always it always feels warmer. During the day, it feels warmer than the temperature would tell you. But
days 4, 5, and 6, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Hopefully the weather, warms up a little
Pick
bit.
it up a little bit. Weather helps. The juice of a certain band name, certain times, that helps as well. So there's a lot of factors involved.
Post Malone is going to drop big.
That'll be
big time.
Saturday.
Big time. Awesome. I'll be a man in deep conflict on Thursday because I got friends playing at different stages at the same time. Pat McCurdy's playing at one stage, and then my buddies in the old 97s are playing at another stage at virtually the same time. They're overlapping.
Are you going to do half and half, Drew?
No, I'll probably hang with the boys from Texas because I see Pat all the time.
I think you've heard a lot of Sex and Beer, though.
I've heard a lot of Sex and Beer, and I hang out with Pat a lot. So
you can see Pat at a lot of places still. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, but Pat's Summerfest show is always going to rip.
There's always like a reunion.
It's different. I get it.
It is, but I got to see my boys from Texas because they don't come in through that.
That's the thing. So. I mean, you don't get to see them as
got to prioritize. Well, I had to do a TV show, and I missed my buddy Trapper's Shep's set on Saturday night, and I heard he crushed it.
Getting in the way of summer.
Come
on now.
Yeah, I got there for the very last few notes of the last song. I mistimed that one, but the crowd was receptive, man. He was going at it.
He was killing it. I talked to him yesterday, and he said that he doesn't like talking about himself, and he doesn't like doing that part of it, but he did say, I think it's the best show I've ever played at Summerfest. He's been there like 7 or 8 times.
Oh, that's cool. Hell yeah.
Thought it was his best.
Nice.
Was that the Petty tribute thing he was doing? Or?
No, just his own stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. He's going to do a Petty stuff later in the summer, but good stuff. So Dolph, when we convene tomorrow, will we know Giannis' status? Because tomorrow's the draft. Now, by the way, we're doing game balls and kicks to the balls. Armen, sneak in a kick to the balls. To the NBA. This draft has to be 2 nights.
Drew.
Not the NFL.
I know.
The second round of the NBA draft. I know it's only going to be on ESPN tonight or tomorrow night is on round 1 is on ABC and ESPN. Why does this 2-round draft have to be 2 nights? I'm sorry. That's bull.
I thought it was only the Bronny special. Right? Like I thought they were going to do it 2 nights when Bronny came out. They knew he was going to go in the second round. They wanted to have the whole night for it. Then they're like, oh, wait, we did it in a broom closet in Bristol, Connecticut. What if we all just go back to one night? Apparently a toothpaste out of the tube. But it is
ridiculous.
Yeah, Wednesday night, you got to be the hardest of hardcore NBA fans watching that television because it's not even special. It is an awkward, cringy moment on Saturday.
Doesn't have
Wednesday
the sizzle.
night.
How many guys from Michigan will go in the draft? Most of their starting 5.
It sounds like Mara's going to go first. Lindeborg, he seems like a perfect OKC guy.
Yeah, I mean,
I got that.
I'm looking forward to
too.
seeing. Yeah. I just like his attitude. He's just Mr. Cool.
Yeah, I'm digging that.
Yeah, then they got a couple of guys coming back though, don't they? Did they get anybody coming back though? I know Mara's going to go top 12-ish. He's right around where the Bucks are picking at 10.
One of their old players from 3-4 years ago played at Summerfest. Did you see that, Drew? Former Michigan basketball guy was playing. He's kind of country, although he grew up in Brooklyn. He was a guard at Michigan 3-4 years ago. Can't think of his name right now.
That's incredible.
But yeah, he had a show at Summerfest over the weekend. I'm going to be excited to see where Bennett Sturtz goes, the Hawkeye. They think he'll go probably top 20.
Man, he can shoot it.
Maybe he'll come to Milwaukee.
He can shoot it like that. You'll go somewhere.
Adrian Nunez?
That's him, Adrian Nunez. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Dolph, I'll be thinking tonight. Well, it's the late Toby Keith and Eric Church for the College Baseball World Series. Oklahoma against North
Carolina.
Yeah.
How about that? And it's winner take all tonight, right?
Yep,
Third
for
game.
all the Tostitos.
I got to catch back up. Between Summerfest and traveling this weekend, I didn't see almost a minute of anything. I did catch the Brewer game yesterday a little bit. That was it.
Well, that was the one to catch.
Yeah,
absolutely.
right.
That was it. Thanks, Dolph.
Thanks, boys.
Appreciate it. Scott Dolphin from the Country Station down the hall. Halftime is over. Let's make our adjustments. Have an orange slice and an Uncrustable and get back at it on the Huddle. Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. We are huddled up on a Monday. Drew, Billy, and Armen. Game balls and kicks of the balls. Get them to us. NicoletLaw.com. Talk and text line 877-794-1973 to get you in. Father's Day deal is over, but we encourage you to go to ironjock.com. Check out the stuff that Paulie Hansen's got. He's always got sales and specials and the best gear. Wear it every day. ironjoc.com. I'd say start with the socks and underwear if you don't have anything else, and maybe a workout shirt. Because if you're going to travel and you take an Iron Jock t-shirt, you can wear it multiple days. You can work out in it, hang it up, and then wear it the next day, and it's not going to stink.
Those shirts, they're consistent. They're good for being outside in the summer. They're good for the pool.
Yep.
They're good for working out. They're good. They're very versatile, and they're just great.
Nano silver technology. Check out ironjoc.com. All right, continue to take your game balls and kicks the balls and your thoughts on Giannis. Are we nearing the end? Again, talking to people over the weekend, both hardcore sports fans and casuals, civilians, if you will. A lot of parallels. It's like, well, we've been through this with Favre and with Rodgers.
Very similar, huh?
Right, with a generational player. And I don't know if this harkens back because it is the Bucs to Kareem. Kareem wanted out not because the Bucs weren't winning, because they were. Any team he was on had a chance to win a championship.
Really good, yeah.
But he wanted to be, and it was the culture. And now, for various reasons, like the culture has shifted to where we talk about all the time when you'd go visit your friends at a campus somewhere and you go out of state, or go from, Billy, you go from Carroll University up to go visit your friends in Eau Claire and stuff. Like the college experience was pretty generic.
Mm-hmm.
You found out like, oh, they're doing the same stuff we do.
Yeah. They have an all-you-can-eat place that you go and have dinner at
Same
too.
stuff.
Yeah. 100%.
I noticed that in my life that MTV kind of homogenized a lot of things. So everybody was experiencing kind of the same thing. So we had the same references and the same. So it wasn't vastly different. In the NBA nowadays, like they always say, well, you want to be in a big market. Well, LeBron was in Cleveland, was a huge, huge star.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really. Giannis has his signature shoe and he's all over the place. You don't need to be in a big market to be in this day and age to be a big star.
You can make calci money anywhere.
They still like the big markets, though. They like the warm weather markets.
Yeah.
They like the flashy athletes like that.
Kareem
Milwaukee is not a destination.
There, yeah.
Kareem just wanted to live on one of the coasts.
That's
he wanted
what
to be
it was.
he played in college in LA and he's from New York. He wanted to be there for the culture. And in the early 70s, it's understandable. Now it's not that stark.
It's not that different. Yeah, I'm with you, Drew. Like that part of it doesn't add up as much. And that's where I've gotten a little bit burnt out on the conversation too, because I think it's been kind of misconstrued. Does all that has been out of Giannis's camp is desperately wants to win another title. All of this is to go win another title. But the Miami conversation, the only thing is, it's like, well, there's no state income tax and it's beautiful. It's Miami. Who doesn't want to go play in Miami? Well, they look like the South Beach Bucks if the trade gets consummated the way that it looks. Boston looks like you're going to win a title. And it's also very different than the way that Giannis had talked about playing with other stars or in roster construction for most of his career, right? Like he wouldn't go work out with other guys when he was younger because he wanted to be able to maintain more of a competitiveness.
No banana boat stuff.
That's totally changed. So while the Bucks culture has definitely flipped with their ownership group and everybody basically that was around for the last 13 years is now kind of gone, Josh Glessing and Peter Fagan, that swap maybe be the biggest headliner. I think both sides have changed, and I think they've maybe outgrown themselves and they've grown just as different pieces and in different timelines.
Yeah.
I still think the Bucks want to have him here, but I don't want him anymore if it's going to be this again.
Yeah,
I don't want to go
I'm not
through
signing up for another. Yeah.
No thanks. Like
No.
if you're going to be here, you're going to be here, and we're not going to do this again. And I
Yeah.
don't know that that's going to be a possibility.
If they were to keep him and he signs that extension, that doesn't mean they couldn't trade him, but it would be nice to have a declaration like, I'm a Buck for life. I'm in it. Let's just do it.
Let's
Like,
do it.
I'm going to be Dirk.
Yep.
I'm going to be Dirk. I'm gonna hang
And I
on.
appreciate your financial thank you, because that's what $275 million here on the way out is. It's a thank you.
And that's the thing. Giannis has never bitched about Milwaukee being boring or being,
Great place to raise a
all,
family.
all his kids have on their birth certificates. It's going to say born in Milwaukee. So we'll see. All right. We got another hour to go. Hunter Baumgardt joins us at 7:25. Talk more Brewers. You are in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
I'm Doug Russell. The Brewers were trying to avoid the sweep at the hands of the Braves. On Father's Day, their second-inning snowman did the trick.
And Frelick lines one down the left field line. That'll score a couple. Contreras is in. Bowers is in. Frelick on his way to second base with a two-run double.
Jeff Levering on the call on Brewers TV. In all, Milwaukee would play 8 runs in the second inning, cruising to a 9-4 win at Truist Park over the Braves. The Brewers now head to Cincinnati for the start of 3 games against the Reds. The Indy cars hit Elkhart Lake on Sunday.
Alex Palou will take this field to green, will get us racing. We have the green. We have racing at Road America.
The 4-time champion wouldn't stay in the lead. However, Christian Lundgaard would take the checkered flag. David Maluskis finishes second. Will Power came in third. And Wyndham Clark wins the U.S. Open for the second time on Sunday. The final hour of the Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake up! Everybody wake
with the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with the number of cameras. Take the cameras off the field, then there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on one. Ready, Bill for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 get. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red, right, 18 Bob on one. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We know exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all the ball y'all do. Let's go out and kick the tail. All right? Hey, 1, 2, 3. Keep doing what you're doing. Get those 10 out guys after you and make the play. Be right, all the way outside, wide, left, fake, 396 bag, D-hand, C-puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
and Armen Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Dominating a Monday in the good land. The Huddle. Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin, 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison. Everywhere on the iHeart app. Streaming live, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Drew Olson, Bill Schmid, Armen Sarian in the house. And taking your game balls and kicks to the balls, 877-794-1973 to the NicoletLaw.com talk and text line.
Come on now.
We will also spin through who's hot and who's not. Brought to us by Donovan Jorgensen Heating, Cooling. Billy, who's hot, who's not? There's plenty of territory here, plenty of candidates.
Yeah, there's a lot in the hot category after yesterday's game will be William Contreras because you knew he was going to have a big game in store for his former club. 4 of 5, 3 ribbies, all coming on a 3-run shot. Also had a 2-hit game on Saturday night. Nothing necessarily on Friday night. Had a couple of opportunities, but the Brewers were 2 of 11 with runners in scoring position on Friday night. Wasn't just William there. How about Robert Gasser? 6 innings. First win in the big league since 24. We heard that with Hunter, and he's going to join us coming up in about 20 minutes from right now. Gasser's a big piece for him, Drew. If they're going to have some question marks still in that rotation, there's a spot or 2 up for grabs, and Brandon Sproat hadn't necessarily grabbed it. Maybe Shane Drowan's trying to. Robert Gasser's looked a lot better over his last couple of appearances as well. And in the hot category for the Atlanta Braves was Ozzie Albies, who his 12 bombs, 2 of them came on Saturday night by a combined, in aggregate, maybe 3 feet over the wall. But they counted. He accounted for every run that the Braves scored on Saturday as they beat the Brewers and Kyle Harrison 4-3. Also in the hot category, Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper both go yard in a Phillies Sunday night baseball win yesterday. Bryce Harper hit his 380th career home run, and for Kyle Schwarber, number 369. 369, being able to enjoy that one. And both potential Hall of Famers sitting there for that Phillies lineup. They're trying to get themselves back to even. And the Brewers team that they go and take on coming up this week, start up tonight in Cincinnati. Reds, don't look now. They took 2 of 3 from the Mets, then 2 of 3 from the Yankees. So maybe feeling a little bit better about Terry Francona's Cincinnati Reds as the Brewers go and invade that ballpark coming up this week.
They might be trying to make a move. I mean, the twists and turns of a baseball season, and we have a lot of summer to go here, so we'll see how that goes there. But it'll be good to see Woody back. Not Geno Smith facing some allegations.
Ooh, yeah, that was not hot for Geno Smith this weekend. No, not hot for Geno Smith this weekend.
Check out the internet. You'll find the video somewhere if you need.
Yeah,
to
not positive.
Some allegations from a woman, and it's unclear what they are, but well, you can hear her talking about it.
Definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
That'll be in the not category for me.
Who's hot, who's not? Brought to us by Donovan Jorgensen, employee owned
They're
for
always
40
hot.
years, always hot. Should Contreras be getting more burn for the All-Star game? He's a 2-time All-Star. He's really heated up. He's 4th in the balloting right now behind Atlanta's guy, or should I say Madison's guy?
I was going to say that Drake Baldwin deserves it. Drew, I wonder if
Will Smith and Real Muto also ahead of him.
Now this might be better saved for Wednesday on Hot Take Hump Day. I think Brewers guys are getting squeezed on the balloting because it's all digital now. Like when the fan balloting was old school, Usher walks down the aisle at American Family Field, says, "How many of these bad boys do you want?" And Pear-Shaped Billy and Armen Sarian are sitting there in section 420, and we grab 50 of them sons of guns, and we're poking at that thing with a pen for 4 innings. It looks like we ate. You could think they're peanut shells of the little pops out on Brewers voting. I think it's a little different now that it's all online. And sure, I got to come up with a different email address. I can do that. I did that when it was the last chance, right? Like when we had to get Corey Hart in on the last guy. Sure, then I'll make 3 different email addresses and forget the passwords to be able to vote 4 times on my parents' computer. But
and we felt like it was our honest, God-given duty to do that for our guy and to get our guy over the top. And I remember living and dying with, like, is Corey Hart going to get these votes? Is Corey Hart going to be the last chance into the All-Star game? Like, we were so committed to it. I'm not really sure if there are kids that are thinking that way anymore, or maybe people just aren't as aware of the All-Star voting in general because it's not a ballot right in the front of their face, Billy. Yeah, that's a good point. And I wonder if there's a factor there at all. I mean, there's always been a little small market bias against us. That's how we fought it.
Sure.
By stuff in the ballot box, like, doing a third world country style. You know what I mean?
That is what I won't wax poetically about my childhood very much.
Do it, please.
But that won't be one of those things that I'll sit back when I'm older, Drew, and just say things were better back in my day. But that one I will. That one I will say. When they handed out the in-person paper ballots for the All-Star game, that's better than this online nonsense.
Surely,
that one was cool.
He's surely having some good All-Star numbers, though. Batting average is .299, OPS 775. Talk about this, up to 7 dingers now. So William is doing what he always does, and he's continuing to really handle a really good young pitching staff well. I think it's one of the more underrated things about William. And I suspect, though, if he stays hot and he keeps it up here, he'll get some more burn coming up here, or some more run, at least a little more buzz for the All-Star game. And not to take anything, you're right. Drake Baldwin's had a heck of a run here. A lot of deserving guys in kind of that catching role in the NL, but he's just got to stay hot, and I think he'll get some more burn, some more run.
Who do you think the Brewers are going to get into the All-Star game, Drew?
That's a great question.
Miz seems like a no-brainer.
I think
right?
Miz.
Sure.
I think Miz might start.
Because
I don't think they'll start Shohei. It depends on when the turn falls too. It's like, when is your, would it be a bullpen day for him, or if it's like if he pitches the day before, he's out. Like,
then he's out.
I haven't done the math on that, so
I've been trying to, and I'm going to ask Hunter coming up in about 15 minutes because Brandon Woodruff starting tonight. I'd like to know when Woody's going to be starting. Those are always fun nights, and I would definitely like it. It might
Sunday against the Cubs.
Might line up that it might be Sunday against the Cubs. And in all reality, Drew, you could take this as a very much measuring stick, enjoyable series coming up this weekend, where you could line up if you wanted to. Miz Friday, Harrison Saturday, Woodruff Sunday.
It's your playoff rotation.
Here you go.
Right now.
Here you go, boys. Come and see how you're going to catch this. Like I kind of like that thought of what they could line up this weekend.
I think once we get resolution on Giannis, one way or the other, or like maybe it'll sit through the draft. Like maybe the Bucks self-imposed deadline will pass, and he'll still be a Buck through the draft. But if we get resolution on Giannis, we can start, because it hasn't been getting as much rumble as who are the Brewers going to get, because they're going to add someone. They're going to add bullpen arm, at least.
What?
Are they in on Scooble? Is that the Sabathia type move? They've got so many prospects that they almost have to make a move. They'll be compelled. Is it I
like that.
Is it a third base bat? Is it something? Because they have so many prospects. Like, I'm not talking about, again, there's some untouchables. There's Madej. They're not going to trade him. There's a couple guys that are
trading Fisher,
probably untouchable. Yeah, Fisher might be a guy you would trade, maybe, but
he would be a very appealing one, wouldn't he?
Yeah, and then it becomes like, okay, so given that Madej, Pena, and like Cooper Pratt, I think they could trade Terang maybe before he runs up against free agency, and then do you extend Contreras? It's fascinating options that they have. They've worked it out, but I think this is a year that they have such a bountiful farm system that they will peel off some prospects and make at least one. And it might be like a significant move.
Because you hear when are they going to go all in? I think more than anything, Drew, it's when is the time that you feel like is the ripest, where your talent down in the lower levels is matching, if not, from the just amount of them, they got more guys that are going to be able to play. You can only play 9 at a time. Right. And there's only so many middle infielders that you can have. So like I heard Andrew Fisher, I think he was on the Foul Territory show, whatever it was. It was a 2-minute clip online. And my man cut the greatest Brewers player development promo of all time. He went on to say, we got like 25 guys right now that are playing around here that are all going to be big leaguers, that are all going to be really, really good. Yeah. And we got this guy, Jet Williams, who he goes, by the playoff time, he's going to be man in the hot corner for the Brewers and hitting bombs. Now, I don't necessarily know about that.
Wow. Very well could be.
He might get spun off, but I
got like 9 or 10 homers down in AAA, so that might be worth a shot.
Yeah,
and he's like, I walk in here and I got the best prospect in baseball who's taking BP right during my group. It makes my BP sharper. It makes my time better.
Madej's got like 50 RBIs already.
It's insane the kind of numbers that he's
I mean, there is the sense of like when you look at all the prospects the Brewers have, there's like this embarrassment of riches where you're going to have a glut of talent. It's a good problem to have. Then how do you manage that? How do you sift through it to try and keep the best ones and still keep depth, but maybe use some of that surplus to help you in a trade? It's a good problem to have, but it's also something very important for the Brewers front office to try and manage. Because obviously the goal is to win the World Series. So it's like, well, where are the spots you really need help at to become great and try and put yourself over the top or put yourself in that position? And that it can be a very tough thing to manage, because you don't want to, you have all these prospects and you might say, okay, we have a bunch of good ones, so it doesn't matter. But some are going to become really good players. Some might fade away. How do you kind of manage those and figure out and try and project, right? It's tough.
There's going to be a Matt Laporta in there somewhere.
Exactly. There will be. There's going to be Lewis Brinson. There's going to be a Matt Laporta. There's going to be those type of guys that you thought were great prospects that never turned. Angel Salome, if anyone remembers that name.
Oh, yeah.
There are names out there. So they can be as valuable as trade pieces, more so than they'll ever be as a commodity, as a player. And how can you figure out which is which, right? That's the tough part for the Brewers.
For all the talk about third base and the left side of the infield, again, they're not expecting Cooper Pratt to provide a lot of power right now. He's going to find his way. He will eventually, but not right at the moment. So they've gotten no power out of the left side of the infield. And people have been saying that. What have they gotten out of right field? Like when Bowers isn't playing, or when, whoever.
We haven't gotten anything out there.
We don't talk
Sal
about
Frelick has gotten kind of a pass.
He definitely has. There's privilege
for a
Sal.
220 average and a 306 on base, and a couple of homers.
And some nice defense.
Deservedly, he's gotten some equity because he's built up a lot. He's had really good years for the Brewers. Obviously, last year was great. The Gold Glove year was great, but he struggled a bit this year. As a fan favorite, maybe it's a little bit of, but it won't be forever. I mean, he's going to have to start performing to keep his position. That when you have that much talent, that's just the way it is.
It seems like, though, they've quietly made him the fourth outfielder.
It's slowly
it's evolving that way.
Right. Yeah. Like very, very quickly, he became the fourth outfielder. And it seems like they gave it 2 months with everybody, right? Like they gave him as much of a run for 2 months as they could. Joey, much of a run they could. And same thing with David Hamilton, Rengifo over at third base. And now we're going to start slicing some stuff in. Not expecting any pop. I'll be honest, though. I can't say that I anticipated a whole lot of offense from Cooper Pratt at all. Anytime my man gets on the paces, he's going. Like he reminds me of like 7th or 8U player that he gets on the bases. The first thing the first base coach is saying is, "All right, first pitch, you're off." It feels like he's in action every single time. A 2-hit game on Saturday, another one and a walk yesterday on base twice. Like he's been a very, very nice revelation there offensively, and showing off some of the hose, no pause that he's got over there at shortstop.
That was a great throw he had the other day, and that pick by Bauer. The thing is, what's his average right now? 368. Obviously, it's super early, and there's a small sample, so you don't want to put too much into that. But Cooper has settled in right away and gotten some hits. He's already got a couple. He's got 0.2 of a WAR point. I mean, hey, it's not bad for a. It's a nice little for a week. It's a nice little week that really is. I mean, obviously, when a guy comes up, you get nervous about is he gonna feel the pressure and have a slow start, and then he's going to press. And that really hasn't happened for Cooper. He's gotten his share of hits, and he's doing his thing, and he's just settling in a nice, kind of nice routine and a nice role, and slowly playing well. So you hope that continues. And, the Sal Frelick thing, his offense has gotten a little bit better. He had the big double yesterday. You hope that continues as well, because there's definitely a sense of, there are guys on this team and in this organization that can play, and you have to fight to keep your spot all the time. I'm sure that's the mentality that Murph and the organization wants those players to have. So it seems like it's working in that sense.
Again, they don't need a major overhaul, but they need to add some pieces, because other teams are going to add pieces, and the Brewers are in a position to add pieces.
Well, it's tough
They've never been better equipped to add pieces.
That's it, Drew. You just said it. They've never been as prepared, because I don't think their major league talent has ever been as in line with their minor league, right? Like how many times when you were doing it's a different day and age. There wasn't MLB Pipeline doing rating systems and people buying Baseball America and Baseball Prospectus. But Drew, I mean, there weren't times where fans would be able to name 3 prospects. Yeah. It feels like fans can name off damn near the entire top 30 now, because you're so excited about some of the guys that are behind them.
To the point where it's been remarkable for me, because I've been saying this, for a team that's been in first and had one of the best records in baseball, this fan base talks about the minor leaguers or the prospects almost more. And that usually only happens when the team is bad. When the big club is bad, usually that's when everybody focuses and talks and gets excited about the prospects. when the weeks and the fielders were coming up. But it's been such a unique situation, to your point, Billy, that we've had so many that everybody knows about, that gets excited about, while having one of the best teams in the big leagues. And it's been a remarkable kind of run here for Brewers fans.
715 had a question here on the talking text line. Drew, why did Jackson slide on Friday night into home plate with his feet? He would have been safe if he would have went head first, could have swam, made home plate a little bit more difficult. With it being flat, you can't push the heel down with your fingers, etc. Then Saturday, he slides head first, is safe by a landslide. Is that do you think that was maybe coached to the young Jack on Friday night going into Saturday? Or
we talked about that earlier was it a good send or a bad send with one out? Should they have, held him? Jason Lane's been pretty good. I mean, not Jason Lane, Matt Action's been pretty good. But I'm with my top players, sliding head first into home is not my favorite thing.
Okay. Yep. I'm always and I'm
bad can happen there.
I'm very much in the minority. I'm running right through that son of a gun.
That used to be the way. Plow him over.
Well, I'm running right through that thing. And now Baldwin made it difficult because he was blocking the plate without blocking the plate, right?
Yeah.
He was able to where the throw was coming in. But I've always thought hitting a moving target's a lot harder than hitting one that's coming in right at you with their cleats up. I mean, granted, I still think maybe the best part of the play was Baldwin being able to hang on to the ball. Yeah. I don't know how he did,
great
but
tag. Yeah, he made a great play. And it was a perfect, they did have to have, basically everything has to go right for the defense to get the out there, and it went right.
It was a great throw. Yeah, no doubt. It was right on line.
I'm the idea that what can happen with fingers and wrists and arms and elbows and shoulders, that's a big risk.
Especially with somebody that already missed 6 weeks with a hand.
Slide into them shin guards.
I think that's part of it. That wrist has got to be, and even with the oven mitts now.
I'm not a big fan of the head first slide into home.
I don't know that I can ever remember Ryan Braun sliding head first. I feel like he was always a cleats up guy. And a lot of it to that point, I thought he was like, I'm protecting the franchise. And those are these two hands and this arm to be able to swing the bat. Otherwise, we got no chance.
Pretty much. So, when it comes to that, when it comes to that, and it's a decision. I'm not going to say he made a mistake there.
Great baseball games, right? It proves that these are going to be some good ones. And as much as you don't want to play the Dodgers, the old champions fear no one line always exists. I wouldn't necessarily be upset if somebody knocked off the Braves though either.
Yeah,
there's the I'm not running for my nightmares, but I'd like those two guys to have to play each other, and then we'll take one of the two.
Both will be tough.
To extrapolate though that the Brewers had their best two pitchers and the Braves won those games. It's just a blip. It's a coin toss team. Two evenly matched teams playing close, tight, competitive games. Right. The idea that the Brewers can't beat the Braves because of what happened this weekend, kind of silly, because the Brewers ran the table on the Dodgers and then got their asses kicked in the playoffs. Different animal.
We will lose some games. Our best pitchers will give up some runs. That's
how it goes. That's baseball. Just how it goes. We'll talk more Brewers with our buddy Hunter Baumgardt. He is coming up to join us next. You're in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Drew, Billy, and Armen bringing it to you. The Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Happy to be joined on the NicoletLaw.com talking text line by our pal Hunter Baumgardt, our Brewers go-to guy. Hunter, how do you process this weekend? Brewers had the big day yesterday to avoid a sweep. They had lost 3 in a row. 2 very close competitive games against the Braves. Some people were disappointed with those losses. I like that that's the standard now. Mm-hmm. How do you process what happened at Truist Park?
Yeah, good morning. I think you were 2 outs away from winning a series in Atlanta against one of the best teams in ball, and really up with the Dodgers for the best team in ball so far this season. So that's kind of how I look at it, because if, obviously ifs and buts and whats or whatever they say, but if Aaron Ashby doesn't give up those that home run to Ozzie Albies, you win 2 out of 3 in Atlanta. And so I think, and you're also obviously one slide away from tying the game on Friday night. So I think it's just 2 competitive games. They felt like playoff games because they were low scoring. It was a lot about how you pitched. It was very, you had to take advantage of your opportunities. And obviously on that game on Friday, they couldn't really, and honestly, they were a little better with runners in scoring position on Saturday. But over those 3 games, 5 hits with runners in scoring position. And then in the second inning yesterday, you get 5 hits with runners in scoring position. And that's really the difference, right? You have to take advantage against those good teams. You have to take advantage of your opportunities. They didn't do so really the first 2 days, especially Friday night. They had more opportunities, but just could not cash in. That line drive, Contreras gets doubled off. Some of those examples where they just couldn't get runners in. And so with that, I think then you say, okay, well, they were in it. They're competitive. It's June. Obviously, you want to win these games because you don't know if maybe a tiebreaker with the Braves is going to come down to it at the end of the year with the bye. But I think overall you were competitive, some really good baseball games, and good to see him come out with a win yesterday and not get swept. If they would have gotten swept, I would have been a little more concerned, but they got a win yesterday in blowout fashion, which was really needed.
Yeah, that would have been really frustrating, Hunter. You're right. It's not like a cause for concern, not hitting panic alarms, but it's just it's some wind getting taken out of the sails going into a week where you start up one of the tougher stretches, right? Like now to the All-Star break is where the men are going to be made, right? Because you are going to get, if my math is correct, 1 off day, maybe 2 until the All-Star break. They go on that long 1 off day before the All-Star break. And there's that 5-game and 4-day series in St. Louis that's going to be in the middle there. Good time to get some reinforcements back in the rotation with Woody tonight. And then what does it look like? Because I always go to ESPN to try to figure out where the tracking is. I should just go to Hunter B on air because you'll put out the probable starters when the Brewers put it out.
There you go.
But where are we stacking up right now? Because it looks like it could be Miz. Looks like you might. And I kind of like just putting it out on the table, letting them see it.
Pause.
This weekend against the Cubs, if they wanted to, Hunter, they throw Mizorowski, Harrison, Woodruff. Hold up, try to see if you can hit it and see if you guys can catch up. Because you win that series, very similar to when you went to Wrigley a year ago, almost to the day, and they were having a chance to put you double digits games back, and it ends up getting pushed, and it was that weird rainout deal. But the Brewers seemed like they got a lot of head of steam and ended up chasing down the Cubs after that series.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I mean, it looks like they are lining up Mizorowski and Harrison this weekend, and then I guess it would be technically Robert Gasser would be Sunday, but they could easily put Woodruff there because you have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Quick math gives you 5 days of rest in between Woodruff on Monday and Woodruff on Sunday, so that's possible for sure. I'm interested once Woodruff comes back and they go into that stretch, if they keep with the 6-man rotation, if they go basically without someone in the bullpen, right? Because I guess they have a 5-man right now, and then they're going to add Woodruff, which will get you to a 6-man. Do they keep that 6-man, or do they say, okay, Robert Gasser or Shane Drowan, let's throw you in the bullpen, maybe piggyback you, something like that, so then they can be a little more flexible when it comes to the bullpen arms? Because you're right, they have 3 days against the Reds here, so you've got Woodruff tonight, Sproat tomorrow, Drowan on Wednesday, off day Thursday. And then you have 18 games in 17 days. We all remember the 19 games in 18 days stretch last year. It's going to be basically the same thing because you have that 5-game series in St. Louis with the makeup of the rainout. So that is where you're going to need pitching. Do they go with a 6-man rotation, especially to save arms like Miz, like Harrison, who have not, especially like a Miz, who hasn't gotten to the innings that he's probably going to get to this season? It's possible. And so you're looking at if you're looking at that Cubs series and you want to see Miz hint, hint, you may want to buy tickets to Friday night's game. Because that really is what it lines up to be right now, and they're going to give him an extra day. They could have pitched him Wednesday, but anytime this team is going to be able to give him an extra day, I think they're going to do it. And so I think they may keep with the 6-man rotation through till the All-Star break. We'll see.
Talking to Hunter Baumgardt, our baseball go-to guys, brought to us by Import Minded, your trusted source for vehicle care on 27th Street, just off of 894. Hunter, meanwhile, back among the tire and strip club ads, you're deep into baseball. You got any thoughts on the Giannis situation? Are we going to get a resolution?
Yes, I have thoughts. I was texting with our buddy Spencer over the week. He likes to keep me updated on anything. He is like on different parts of Twitter that I don't necessarily like. He finds rumors and
he's just got his own internet. It's sort of like Billy. Billy kind of has his own like internet that I never see. Okay,
the dark web
in a good way, not in a weird way. But you always see stuff I don't see. And Spencer's got that too in a different way. It's like a totally different neighborhood that I never see. So
I like being with Spencer.
I'm glad you mentioned that, Hunter. That he does. Go ahead. So go ahead.
Yeah, it's always a good thing to be with Spencer. I think
better company.
So he's sending me these updates, and it's like, I mean. The amount I have never seen, the amount of speculation and rumors, conflicting rumors. Sure. I mean, he's going to this team. It's going to happen in 24 hours. It doesn't. It's going to happen in 48 hours. It doesn't. It's going to happen in 10 hours. It doesn't. It's going to happen today. It doesn't. And it's all these people who are trying to get clicks, and they're not reputable, and they don't have sources, and they are throwing stuff out there, and they think they heard from a friend of 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 a friend, and it's not coming true. It's like, just at this point, I get it. Like, it's fun for us and it's fun fodder. Like, oh, this could be the trade package. And like, some of that is fun. But at this point, it's like, oh my, like the report yesterday or whatever that Poly Market put out. And that's the thing too, with these Kelshi and the Poly, we're in this whole another world of like, now, oh, look at the odds of this team and look at the odds of this
and when
team.
we're aggregating the famous Bucks outsider, like, it's always going to be a tough deal.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to
block me.
It's going to be a tough deal when those are the reports coming out. Right now, apparently, Wendy has, within the last couple of minutes, though, on Get Up said the Celtics are all in. They're all in on trying to get Giannis, and they've officially offered Jaylen Brown. So we are.
Okay, well, there you go. He had to have something because he didn't want to be beat out by Heat Muse with the scoop.
I messed that one up.
Yeah.
And what? It was only just a couple days ago that we were like, yeah, it's not going to be the Celtics. Like, it's probably not going to be the Celtics. So it's just like, right, it's going to be, it was going to be the Heat, yesterday or whatever. And then, Poly Market says it's yesterday. It's going to happen in the next 48 hours. Well, guess what's in the next 48 hours? The draft. Like, we've known that this is likely going to happen before the draft. Like, okay, like, we're just putting out statements anyway. It gets me fired up for some reason.
I like that. I like this.
Tell me when the trade happens.
Go off, Hunter. And by the way, that's a great name for a podcast if you ever do one. What was your first sit? You said, yes, I have thoughts. What was it? What was the first?
Yes, I have thoughts. That's good.
That's a good podcast.
Hunter Baumgardt is officially our current electric superhero of the day for that Bucks rant.
He's the winner. Yes, thank you. Callcurrent.com.
The superheroes that will help you out with anything you need in terms of electric.
Unless you are a diligently credentialed and long-standing reporter, don't wake up Hunter with these rumors. He doesn't want to know. Unless you have equity.
Yeah, I do like that. He said Evans City area or whatever your name is. Get up out of here. Yeah, get out of here.
You're right. They all mostly are fake people. Not fake people with fake accounts or fake reporters, right? Yeah.
All right, let's get back to what Hunter reports on. That's the Milwaukee Brewers. So how quickly are people going to, coming up this week, race to the Brewers team store to get the Cooper Pratt jerseys? Because 4 of 5 games with a hit. Offense was supposed to be what he struggled with. Hunter, I made the joke that he looks like the youth baseball player that once he gets on first base, the first thing the first base coach is saying is, get ready to run. Get ready to run. Because it seems like he's off at the crack of the bat, or within the first 2 pitches, he's trying to swipe second base. He's been very good on defense and knew that was a part of his game. But him being comfortable at the plate right out of the gates was something I wasn't anticipating.
For sure. For any major leaguer. I mean, even if you're a guy coming up with the stature of a Jackson Churio or someone like that, like it still takes the major leagues. I mean, Cooper Pratt said it right after his first game. Like, it's a lot different in the major leagues than the minor leagues. Like, that is a transition that everybody has to go through, but he's really taken it in stride. Yeah. 368 through his first 6 games. 3 stolen bases. That's 777 OPS. And like you said, he's doing it on the defensive side as well. Had a nice backhanded, spin and throw yesterday and a great pick by Bowers to make the out. But he has been impressive. And look, you just needed him to be better than the 3 guys of Rengifo, Ortiz, and Hamilton. And not even all of it. Like, you just needed more, really, the guy he took the roster spot of, and that's Rengifo. And you think about what Rengifo did, he was hitting 205. So, the bar was pretty low with that. But he has come through, and that's what makes it exciting. If he's doing this now, think of what he can do in the future when he gets a couple years down the road. I get it's only 6 games, and everybody goes through a great 6-game stretch at some point during a season. But to do it in your first 6 games in the major leagues and show this kind of potential and this sort of promise and fire it up, I'm sure there's a little bit of youthful energy when a new guy comes into that clubhouse. I know they're a young team relatively overall, but I'm sure it gives a little boost to the clubhouse when a guy like that comes in, and not only comes in, but has success, fouls one off his leg yesterday, stays in the game, is able to still make a really nice play in the next inning. So it's been really impressive what we've seen from him. He doesn't seem, the moment doesn't seem too big for him. And as a 21-year-old, you thought maybe that would be the case, at least to start at all. But no, he has really taken in stride. He's fun to talk to. I'm excited because this guy, you're going to hopefully see him at shortstop for many years to come, and it's a great start.
Hunter, anything else we need to know? Woodruff coming back tonight, big story. He's off the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin injury report, orthowisconsin.com. There is a difference, but Priester's done, shelved. We don't know, like they're saying 8 to 10 months. We'll see. Just see you next year. Yeah. Get ready for spring training. Lockridge, any other updates on guys that might return that can help? Who's in the pipeline?
Yeah, we'll see if we get an update on any of those guys coming up here within the next, this series, or if not this series, I would think coming up when they return home. The last update we had on Logan Henderson was a projected early July return. So we're getting, maybe I don't know if they're going to do a rehab start for him before he comes back. So that's possible. DL Hall still a late July. Coleman Crow's in early July as well. Now, is there still room for everybody? That's going to be obviously the question, right? If Henderson comes back, I know how good he's pitched, but are you going to add him and take out a Gasser, take out a Drowan from that starting rotation? Who do you send down for Woodruff today? Will be interesting. Is it like a Drew Rom or a Craig Yoho? I want to see more of Yoho. Like, I'd really like to see more of him, especially in maybe a closer game or even where you're winning in the 6th inning or something like that if you need him. But just by sheer numbers, Drew Rom being a lefty, I feel like he may stay up when Woodruff is activated tonight. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, Rob Z is mid to late July. So you have guys like DL Hall and Rob Z mid to late July. You have Logan Henderson and Coleman Crow early July. This is all projected as of about a week ago. Brandon Lockridge was still estimated to return in late June, but he had a setback, he had an injection last homestand. So I wonder if we'll still get him in late June or maybe early July for Brandon for Brandon Lockridge might be a little more realistic. And then Jared Koenig has been in AAA since May 29th. So we're coming up a week from today is a month down there, which is when that rehab assignment expires. He's pitched in 10 games, a 4.00 ERA, but over the weekend, 1 2/3 innings, no runs, 4 strikeouts. So he looked a little better over the weekend. And it kind of sounded like they were maybe going to take every day they could of that rehab assignment just to see what he could do. And then, I mean, there's a chance if he's not pitching well where they option him back, but they just need lefties in that bullpen. So I wonder if he takes Drew Rom's spot, Woodruff takes Yoho's spot on the current roster is kind of how I see that over the next week or so.
Well, and is the biggest injury update what's going on with the skipper?
Yeah. Back, he's going to have the ruptured disc surgery coming up on Thursday, and then hip replacement over the All-Star break. So that guy is, he was that last homestand.
He's not going to miss any games for this, Hunter. He's going to have a back surgery and a hip surgery, and he says, I'm just going to be there every night.
What an absolute warrior. My goodness, this guy. I mean, right? I mean, unit.
I don't know the details of the ruptured disc one, but like the one that Yelich had and some of these other guys have, it's kind of that microscopic thing, right? Where they go in and it's not as invasive as maybe other surgeries. Now the hip replacement, obviously Drew, that was what you had recently, right? So you
That's
yeah,
invasive.
you know that
Yeah.
that's why they're doing it over the All-Star break. But man, yeah, if he doesn't miss any games because of this, yeah, Warrior is a good way to describe it, Armen.
Yeah, I mean,
When were you back doing stuff after your hip?
doing a show from home in like 2 days.
Hit that bell. Come on now. Current
And then,
electric superhero.
yeah, I went from,
what the hell? Oh my
I
God.
had a walker for a day, ditched that, went to crutches, ditched those after a couple days, and had a cane. So
I mean,
it was like it was about a week and a half. I was
guess-
up and around ditching, just walking wobbly, with no assist.
And coaches are also different. I remember our Coach Rutkowski over at Carroll University. He had his hip replaced, I want to say, over spring break. And my man would walk to work and we didn't even notice it. And then all of a sudden, like at the end of the year, his wife's like, yeah, Mark had his hip replaced. We're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
So I guess maybe it's not as big of a, but I heard that and I'm like, wait, okay, so he's going to be gone for a while and it's going to be Chris Hook or somebody because they don't have a bench coach. I didn't know who was going to be taking over if that time. And Murph's like, don't worry, I got you guys.
I was just going to ask that. Like, who does take over? Do we know? Is it Nestor?
I think it's Jason Lane. I would think he runs things, and then you'd have, because he's like I don't know if they call him I can't remember the field coordinator. I think maybe
Offense and strategy coordinator, where Nestor Corridor is the major league field coordinator. Jason is the offense and strategy coordinator.
Okay,
according to the website. There you go.
Okay.
Field coordinator is kind of like running spring training practices and stuff. That's kind of like that.
Right. That's more just out there and let everything roll through.
We don't want old 92, number 92, Daniel Vogelbach in there. Just calling that.
Bogey.
Getting tossed.
I think the only guy on the staff that's managed is Matt Erickson.
I was going to say Erickson, obviously years with
Managed
Timber
the
Rattlers,
Timber
but
Rattlers. Yeah, he's managed a lot.
That would be a good one.
Yeah.
Old school managed from third
Murph's
base.
not going to miss any time.
I just love that. He's just like, guys, don't worry about it.
Murph had a heart attack during a workout in the dugout.
He can manage from. Yeah, that's right.
Very true.
Yeah.
I should have thought of that. He did have a heart attack in the dugout.
Dugout during
I
a
don't think
workout, he
missed
had a
much
heart
time.
attack.
He can manage from the dugout, or from the hospital bed, like Lou Brown in Major League 2.
That still brings up maybe one of the
Pretty
best
good.
lines. But didn't he apparently say it to Vogelbach? He goes, wait, I'm the one that had the heart attack? It's like, wait, what happened? How does this work?
That's not shabby.
God,
Not
that's
shabby.
awesome, dude.
Hunter Baumgardt, you are our call current hero of the day, superhero of the day, for covering the Brewers for us, for giving us the reports, for hosting the Milwaukee's baseball tonight with the pregame show, baseball pregame
And a
show.
little earlier tonight, right? 5 o'clock with the 6 o'clock first pitch.
Yeah, a little earlier than the last road trip when we were doing the 8 to 9 pregame shows. So yeah, this will be 5 to 6 tonight. Fox Sports 920 in Milwaukee. Of course, our social channels as well. And maybe Giannis will remain a buck and
it's
go against all these reports.
The Ric Flair start, the big woo tonight on the mound.
Yes, looking forward to that.
I can't wait. And hey, if you need anything and all of a sudden like 4:58 Giannis pops, let us know. One of us can
Giddy up.
We can talk some.
Honestly, if that does happen, then I am making calls. Because I know what people want to hear about.
You're shifting gears. You'll be shifting gears. Thanks, Hunter.
Thanks, you guys.
See you, man.
That is Hunter Baumgardt, our baseball go-to guy, boots on the ground for the Brewers. He lives it. He loves it. That's Hunter B.
Stop
All right,
dude.
moving forward, this show flew by. We got our week off to a good start.
Oh, we already done.
The Monday edition will come to a close. How do we do that? With our wake and bake story from happyplacehemp.com. Check out Rob and Chris. Check out happyplacehemp.com. We'll give you the discount code on the other side. You are in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Huddled up on a Monday. Drew, Billy, and Armen bringing it to you. 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison, everywhere on the iHeart app. Streaming live, Facebook, X, and YouTube. Time for a little wake and bake story brought to us by HappyPlaceHemp.com. Rob and Chris work out of Muskego. They make fantastic CBD products. You can get them at a discount with the code HUDDLE at HappyPlaceHemp.com. Or just walk in the store, talk to them. They love chopping it up, talking about sports, talking about their products. Good guys making good products. Check out HappyPlaceHemp.com. Use the code HUDDLE, 25% off plus free shipping. Billy, what's our wake and bake story today?
Drew, I remember a day and age not too long ago, right about a year ago, that Rafael Devers hated first base. Now, Rafael Devers plays for the San Francisco Giants. He's their first baseman. He's one of the names that apparently is out there on the trade block once again because the Giants desperately want to offload some of their pieces that they're paying big money to. Apparently it's Matt Chapman, maybe Willie Adames, maybe Rafael Devers. Well, this one's going to be a little bit harder after yesterday. Giants are cheeks. They're 15 games under 500. They just got swept by the Marlins. And in the ninth inning of yesterday's 2-1 ball game, Devers got on base, trying to be able to plate that tying run. Coach V, Tony calls in a pinch runner. And well, this is how it sounded when the star over at first base, Rafael Devers, who hated first base, didn't want to get off.
And let's see if the Giants do send Jonah Cox out there. They're gonna.
Great at bat. 0-2 to 3-2 to walk.
There's some yelling.
Devers is trying to send Cox back to the dugout.
Not happy.
He's yelling at him.
He literally waved him away.
He did.
He does not want any part of a.
He didn't want anybody touching him either.
Nope.
A little ticked.
He gives them a tumble finger to Cox, who comes out to pinch run for him, looks back in the dugout, says, I ain't coming out. No. Coach V said, yes, get up out of there. Wouldn't talk to anybody, walked straight into the clubhouse. Drew, now, remember, Miami is the place where the Presidente conversation happened a year ago.
It's true.
Nick Castellanos, apparently that was where it was all done with the Phillies after he got pulled out of Miami game. People don't like getting pulled from their games in Miami.
No, I don't like that's what it is, Billy. That's a good point. It must be a Miami thing because that's where it happened, like you said. So, and listen, Roger Dorn did the same thing once in Major League 2, so we've seen it before.
Oh, that's where I saw it too. That was where I saw it too. It might be all bad there for Buster Posey and company in San Francisco. Drew, as bad as it got at certain times in Milwaukee when you were covering the team, did anybody wave somebody off the field, or were they just begging somebody to come and take them out?
It was more the latter, but
yeah,
there was a time that Mike DeJean and Jerry Royster got into it on the mound.
I remember that one.
Change. That was pretty epic. I don't think DeJean wanted to be hooked. And
we had the nice moment between Miz and Murph a couple of weeks ago where Miz like, no, you're not taking me out. You're not taking me out.
Yeah.
Vitello was like, no, I already made the change. All right, we're not burning the position. Get up out of here, dude. Get up out of here. We're trying to win a game. He's like, dude, we're 15 games on the 500.
Pinch runner.
No.
Oh, Markley, get in there and run for Dorn.
Dorn. So Dorn gets his first hit of the season, although it doesn't look like he's ready to leave yet. Dorn.
Couldn't help myself.
Love it. Love it. Thanks to Hunter Baumgardt for hanging out with us, our current electric superhero of the day. We're going to do it again tomorrow. Be doing some buying and selling and chopping it up. Will Giannis remain a Buck? Are we in the final hours? We'll see you tomorrow and find out together. Thanks for listening to The Huddle.
Peace.